No, we're not doing it because I actually do have to go soon.
Okay,
We're not
leave.
doing
Go.
Jesus.
Well, okay. Before I go, wow, rude. Before I
Yeah,
go,
what the fuck, dude?
Christ, man.
before I go,
So today's come.
Hold on, let me reset everything because I destabilized my own fucking work setup.
Wait, are
Give me
we
a minute.
actually doing it, or?
Yes.
Oh, joy. All right.
So, welcome to Come. Unfortunately, True can't make it. He's been very busy. He's very tired.
He's been very busy talking about Dark Tower to us for the last 2 hours.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah.
Immensely.
We actually would have recorded this earlier, but unfortunately, his schedule's been kind of crazy lately. So, yeah.
You should have been recording that whole conversation and done a cum shot of it.
I know. I know. He said he didn't have 2 hours and he was here for 2 hours.
In his defense, it was only 90 minutes that he was here.
I don't want to. I don't want to be mean to the guy. He's fucking great. I just wish he could stick around for this.
Wait, 90 foot.
Anyway,
God fucking damn it.
So yeah, today's come. We've got 2 special guests today. We would have had a third, but unfortunately, Fetty is also busy. So yeah.
Yes, he's planning 9/12.
God.
For those not in the know, Fetty has some Middle Eastern
Don't
origins.
even explain the joke. Just let it ride.
Christ.
Why do you invite me into these things?
Because you're funny.
Oh, okay.
Bro, I'm with you on this. I don't know why I got invited.
So, would the guests like to introduce themselves, but in alphabetical order?
No.
Does O come before P? Or is it T? Wait, T? Is it P? Which letters are we going?
Which
Alphabetical?
alphabet are we using?
Yeah.
The English
shut
one,
up.
who fucks?
No,
Alphabetical
So
by last name, starting with the last letter of the
Okay,
last
so
name.
last name, but which one of those names does Rhogar use? Because he's got 3. Because that would be his first, but then 1 and black and Guy. So is it Guy? Is it like if you write your name on an official document, is it Guy, comma, that 1 black?
No. That would be the surname. 1 and Black would be middle names, and wait, hang on. Guy would be the surname. That would be the first name, and 1 and Black would be the middle names.
Ah, okay. That clears it up.
Yep. You can just call me Rhogar for short.
For short.
Short.
Yes, for short.
Shut up.
It's not even an abbreviation.
Shut the fuck
If we were gonna
up.
call you if we were gonna call you like the abbreviate of that 1 black guy, would be calling you Toby G or some shit.
Toby G.
Toby G. Oh man.
And Professor, would you like to use your Twitter name, your real name, or your YouTube and Discord name?
I wouldn't recommend using your real name. One of us did that one time, and we had groupies for weeks.
Oh, that's so much
Christ.
fun.
Indeed.
That makes me feel so much better about being here. Thanks.
I'm just kidding. It was just SK.
That might be worse
that
than just
fucking
random
demon has
groupies.
never been on this show. Shut your mouth.
We gotta get him on this show.
No, we don't.
Oh gosh. I go by White Bread on most platforms, so that's what you can call me.
All right, good to know, Professor.
That
What are
also
you a
works.
professor of?
Nothing yet. Officially.
He's a professor of whiteology.
I'm mostly just a connoisseur of white bread, Professors just sounds better, you know.
I
Mm.
see. I see.
So
You don't eat the
your
wheat
your
bread.
your doctorate's coming.
No, I
in
don't. I
next
actually
few
hate wheat
weeks.
bread.
There's a joke in there somewhere.
He,
There's
he presents himself. He presents himself as white and pure, but he secretly loves the brown. He's a proper white nationalist.
He's a wheat nationalist.
Oh my god. He's a wheat nationalist.
We must
This
protect
is
the
already
future of our
the
grains.
best episode we've ever done.
Oh my god.
Oh, speaking of white, come.
If it's not white, it's Wong.
Shut up.
God. Audience, we're not even remotely drunk.
Speak for yourself.
Well, I'm not. I don't drink.
I don't.
Oh my god.
Oh, God. Anyway, we have 4 potential videos to cover today.
Let's do them all. Fuck it.
I don't think we can, but
I have a strict 12-hour limit here.
Can you please allow me to dump on the revenge video one?
Okay. Well, we already have a vote then. So
Alright.
the videos in question
Wait,
are...
wait. We have 4 potential videos and 4 voters. What if they all get 1 vote?
Then I'll be the
And you
tiebreaker.
better hope someone else has the correct opinion.
We just gotta get True back in here just to vote.
So, okay. So, one of the videos is about how buying Atomic Heart means that you support genocide.
I have not played Atomic Heart.
I mean, it's a perfectly reasonable
video
argument,
came out
so I
be-
don't think I'd have much to say.
The video came out before the game did, so...
Mm.
If you watch the movie Come and See, you support communism. Anybody who's seen the movie Come and See knows that that statement didn't make any freaking sense.
Yeah, I know.
Mhm.
I haven't even seen the movie and I know that didn't make any sense. But one of the other videos is titled "Why I Don't Like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure."
Oh, all right. How many people in here? Oh no, is that the fucking cosmonaut video?
No.
Okay, good.
Cosmonaut made a video about that.
Cosmonaut has
Yeah,
a
Cosmonaut
JoJo
Variety
video.
Hour is a shit channel, and we will not use him as a rite of passage at all.
His fucking
It's his voice.
She-Hulk video pissed me off.
Oh no, he made a
In-
She-Hulk video.
Honestly,
Yeah,
his
he
voice
did.
pisses
Fucking
me
course
off.
he did.
I have never willfully watched one of his videos.
He said, and I quote,
Oh,
"The
no.
only people who are mad about this show are incel neckbeards."
But
I
I've
mean-
had sex, and I don't grow facial hair on my neck.
Yeah, once.
Well, but either way, I don't match either of the words he used.
He didn't deny it.
I'm not even right wing.
While I may have never had intimacy with,
Don't blow yourself up.
nah.
Audience,
While
get
I may-
in this man's DMs.
Oh my fucking god!
All
He is
3 of you
single.
that are probably men.
Oh
He
my
is
god!
single.
No, please don't.
He is black, by the way, so you're gonna get like 30 white
Ooh, that's a
bitches
good
in there
point.
already.
Yeah, he
Oh
is
my
a
God.
single black. He is worth quite a lot.
Most
No,
of them
not.
probably have the clap though, so I would be careful.
Not the class.
I've heard he's so good at sex that people applaud when he walks in the room.
Oh my fucking god!
That's just the clap.
No,
clap
they
them
applaud
cheeks.
they applaud because I'm leaving.
And the fuck. I don't even remember if I've brought up 3 videos. But the fourth
No, you got
video.
JoJo and Atomic Heart were the
Yep.
two you got.
Okay, yeah. Fuck, I don't even remember what one of them was now. My brain is frying. We've been laughing too much. The one that I'm personally partial to is, I'm not angry enough for revenge stories.
I don't feel like you have to be you yourself personally angry to enjoy a story
Yeah,
about
that was
revenge.
my thought, and then I watched the video, and oh boy, it's bad.
They just need they just need to be well written.
I was gonna say you read that title off, and I was like, you know what? That's fair. Neither am I. And then I thought about what you said for like 3 more seconds, and I was like, wait a minute. Why does that matter?
Why does it matter how I feel right now?
When Trisket fucking sent told me the fucking video name initially, he knows my entire reaction was just what?
I definitely
It's
know,
my
like, me
belief that
personally,
Tales of
like, I
Revenge-
get home from a long day of work dealing with, like, the shittiest people on the planet, and I just think to
Mhm.
myself, God damn it, I'm so fucking angry, I want to kill a motherfucker right now, I gotta watch Old Boy immediately.
God fucking
I gotta watch John Wick after being at work all day.
See, at least that makes sense, though, because John Wick is, like, the element of catharsis is very
Honestly,
prevalent in that film. Like, that's a
I
fist
guess
pumping fuck
that is
yeah
that is fair. That's fair. It's
Like-
a little
kind
more
of movie.
even the fucking continuations of the first one are fucking they're awesome in that not necessarily from a writing standpoint, but like just the sheer act of one man just shredding people is
Just
just
that angry.
it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. I love it.
Or Berserk.
That too. Also, oh god, that scene, holy fuck.
I wouldn't say that Berserk supports my anger.
Yeah, me neither.
I wouldn't I would venture to say that Berserk supports harassment.
By the way, I looked at my notes. The fourth video is the video that True wanted to cover, so I think we'll save that for when he's available again.
And I know
What
the
was
title.
that? What was that video specifically?
The Better Berserk.
Oh,
The one about
yeah, no, we're
Gungrave.
covering. We're gonna. When
What?
is that? Next Saturday?
Probably not next Saturday. It'll be eventually.
What the fuck is the
Yeah,
better
no, we're-
Berserk?
Gungrave.
There is no.
Fuck you, no it isn't.
No, not at all.
Oh god, that means I have to rewatch Gungrave before we do that video.
Is it bad?
It's not good.
Oh.
That's such a fun response to give to like, oh, is it bad? It's not good.
All right, so I guess that leaves us with 3 videos. We could either talk about how Atomic Heart makes you a bad person, how you need to be angry to relate to revenge stories, or about how JoJo's Bizarre Adventure actually sucks and everyone else is just wrong.
See, I can watch the Atomic Heart video with a clean conscience, though, because I did not buy the game, and therefore I do not support, what was it, slavery?
Genocide.
Genocide.
I do not support. What was the thing I don't support?
I'm sorry, what was bad again? I don't. Well, see, it's just I'm so far above all of that it looks the same to me.
Mm.
It's like going to Disneyland in China.
Oh my god. dude.
You're terrible.
Because you're taller than everyone, and they all look alike.
That joke has more layers than that, dude.
I was gonna say there's like 4 layers to that one.
Uh-huh.
So, which video do you guys want to watch? I already got a vote from Rhogar. I know which one I'm partial to. What do you guys think?
I mean, we've talked. I feel like we've already had a good bit of discussion about revenge. Guys,
I'm indifferent. I could go with.
Personally,
He's.
I just want to see it so I can dunk on this motherfucker for his reasons.
I'm not indifferent enough for revenge
Oh, by the
films.
way, White Bread, the revenge video is actually the reason why I asked you to watch Oshinoko.
Oh, okay, cool.
Have you watched Oshinoko?
I
Yes, he
have.
did.
Okay.
He is a
I
fast
watched
watcher.
it.
This dude is Sonic the Watchman.
I watched it in 1.5 sittings,
You're one of
so
those motherfuckers that watch Naruto at like ×2 speed.
I have
Aren't
not
you?
watched Naruto.
Oh, that's good. It's not good.
No. It's not great. It comes so fucking close to being great at so many opportunities and then just decides, nah, I'm gonna do something else.
It's
I'm
the
gonna do
fact that
I'm gonna do my own thing.
Yeah.
it's the fact that for me anyway, it's the fact that they made a fucking villain so powerful that they had to write him off on like legitimately off screen him.
Yeah, it's just... It's like, how do we
What a
beat the
wild
main
problem
bad guy?
that.
Oh, by replacing him with the real main bad guy that's never been mentioned before.
Hmm.
And has zero personality. Fuck you.
That and the fact that they're now currently with fucking Boruto, bringing in aliens every 6 weeks. It's not fun.
I just say you say that like it's a problem, but I have so little context for this show that I'm like, okay.
It's
It's about ninjas.
Yeah,
It's about ninjas.
Why can't aliens be ninjas, huh?
Well,
The
I mean,
issue
aliens can be ninjas.
Dude,
okay, so here's
okay.
the thing. Aliens, not all aliens can be ninjas, but all ninjas could be alien.
Oh my
So,
god.
okay, White Bread, I want to give you a little bit of context. So, the show is about ninjas, right? So, you would think
Yes, we
espionage and
did
high-speed
establish that
combat. Well, you want to know how the series ends?
Hello, all my ninjas.
The series literally ends with the power scaling with the ability to dodge lasers and blow up mountains.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, by the way,
I mean-
if you think that that's ridiculous, there's actual like fucking kaiju that people live in, and like
Now-
the aliens come in
you
and they
said
try to
live
manipulate
in?
everything. It's
That live
this
in
was
people
about ninjas, bro.
Now, for
What
context,
happened?
the
How does
most
it-
powerful ability shown off in the first episode is making smoke clouds.
Hmm.
Pretty much, yeah.
Naturally, lasers and exploding mountains is a natural progression of
Oh yeah, for sure.
smoke clouds, much in the same way that force choke is a natural progression of force push. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So really, it's all
exactly.
Fucking telepathically holding someone in the air in order to deliver asphyxiation is definitely totally.
yeah. These all line up to me. I think you're overreacting.
Anyway, fuck it. I'll just I'm just gonna send the room. I'm going to copy the room URL. I'm gonna put it in the chat, and then we can all watch.
We're gonna watch The Room.
No,
My
no, the
goodness.
room for the thingy.
I'd rather watch The Room. Let's meet on Watch Together.
Yeah.
My
Hot single watch
goodness.
togethers are in your area.
Oh no.
God damn it.
Except Rhogar.
No, he's here.
Wait, what?
He's not in my area.
Hey, no, don't resume it.
Oh, wait, my bad.
We only have
My
three
bad. My
people.
bad.
I'm
Shit,
here.
My bad.
Okay. Excellent. So,
It's
everyone
my
know the rules
belief
for-
that Tales of Revenge.
Sorry.
Clearly not.
Everyone knows the rules for
monster.
Watch Together, right? You know, we all have pausing privileges. Now, White Bread, have you ever used Watch Together before?
Yes, I have.
Okay, good. So you know that you don't press the screen, you press the play pause button.
Well, no. The space bar will
Actually,
also
my
work.
computer's a touch screen, so I do touch the screen.
Alright, fuck
Anyways,
you,
go
but alright.
I'll
You
just mute
can
myself now.
also press the space bar. The space bar will work.
Okay. Okie dokie. Alrighty.
That's how I
move
do it.
away from my keyboard.
That's how I do it. I press the space bar.
I tried that and it gave me the recommendation thing. Fuck you.
Oh.
It's my belief that tales of revenge have a hurdle to overcome that is distinctive to their own subgenre. Stories about revenge have the potential to be some of the best out there, but when they're done poorly,
It's my belief that this genre is this genre.
Right.
Every genre has its own set of. Wait, what are you talking about? But we're 11 seconds in. Come on, don't just say words.
Is this the fastest that we've started conducting
No,
maintenance?
no. I think the fastest was 4. I think what was it? The racism is good. Sometimes
Oh,
video
yeah.
was.
Hang on. What was
Faster.
this video?
Oh yeah.
Yo, you can go find that one. It's on the channel.
Yeah.
Was I here
The
for
audio?
that?
No, you
I don't
weren't.
think
It
I
was
was.
the
I
very
wish
first-
you were.
Oh boy.
The
Oh,
the
boy.
audio's terrible because my computer exploded, but it is the first episode of Come, and I think it might actually be the funniest, but right behind this one, or at least what this one's turning into.
Why are we starting out with Attack on Titan? By the way, like I don't like when I think like the definitive revenge stories. This is
It's-
not what it comes to.
No, it's it for sure.
Oh, right. Sorry.
You know, it's funny that you say that. He
Why not
starts with
Conan the
Attack on-
Barbarian or?
Well, here's the
Because
thing.
no
he
one's
starts...
seen that.
Oh, right.
starts-
No one has seen John Milius's best movie starring Arnold Schwarzenegger in his definitive role.
Okay,
Right,
so-
gotcha.
Yeah.
He starts with Attack on Titan visuals, but the first story that he actually starts delving into is none other than Berserk.
Oh, way to be consistent, guy.
Oh joy. Let's see his opinions on this.
the flaws become glaringly obvious. It's so easy for someone to look at a poorly written revenge story and
That's something to have on screen while saying that.
Yep.
I was waiting for it. As soon as I saw CP 2077 come up, I was like, "Oh man, my friend's gonna have some shit to say about this."
Yeah. Yeah.
I abbreviated it, by the way, to hurt you.
It worked.
Yeah. Look at Cheese Pizza 2077.
Cheese pizza. Fuck off. Mm.
and make the claim that the character motivations are uninspired, boring, or unrealistic. On the other hand, if the writer or writers try too hard to hammer in the reason as to why revenge is necessary, the story can feel unrealistically cruel. I have 4 different revenge-based anime/manga that I'd like to talk about today.
Oshinoko is not revenge-based. What the fuck are you on?
It's not based either.
I had this problem while trying to explain what it was after I finished it to someone who had no concept of it. And like, it's almost kind of vaguely maybe a little bit of a revenge story because one character has that motivation. But it's like completely unresolved after a full season, so also it's not.
Yeah, because you want to know what the show's actually about? It's about demystifying the entertainment industry. That's literally it. Revenge is a subplot.
Yeah, it's like a very small piece of basically like the first and like 7th episode.
Yeah, pretty much.
Also, weird opinion to have that that explaining why revenge is necessary to the story makes it bad.
Yeah, well, also immediately after saying that they have the potential to be unique, so... Well, to be fair, though, he didn't say that revenge being a part of a story necessarily makes it bad, because he does go on to praise Berserk.
Well, he said explaining why it, or I guess he said over-explaining, but basically explaining why revenge is necessary makes it like heavy-handed.
Oh, did he? Oh, hold on, let me go back so that we can...
Roll it
Yeah, back
back
up, like-
like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
like
No,
10,
that might
15
be too
seconds.
much.
Either way, it works.
The story can feel unrealistically cruel. I have 4 different revenge-based anime/manga.
you didn't go
that I'd
far
like
Nope,
enough.
not far enough back.
Oh, okay.
You're good.
too hard to hammer in the reason as to why revenge is necessary, the story can feel unrealistically cruel. I have 4 different revenge-based anime/manga that I'd like to talk about today, so hopefully you'll indulge me as I try to explain the unique struggle of getting an audience invested in a revenge plot.
Okay, so is it a struggle to get an audience invested in a revenge plot? Because
It's
um,
it might be the easiest plot to
yeah,
get
I think
people
it.
invested in.
Yeah, I was gonna say my biggest problem with most stories about revenge is how simplistically it handles the
Yeah, I mean-
initial thing you have to avenge.
Like, for all of its faults, everyone was invested at the beginning of The Last of Us 2 because they wanted to kill Abby.
Yeah.
Everyone is invested in that to this day.
Oh, I didn't. I wanted to kill Neil Druckmann.
Well, okay, that in and of itself is a revenge plot, though. So there you go.
That was the beginning of my revenge plot.
East has been cooking some shit up that he just hasn't told anyone.
It's a rice cooker.
Oh
Rice
God.
cooker.
No, we call that an atomic bomb.
Oh, my bad.
No. That was Oppenheimer. He made the atomic bomb.
Well, yeah, but he didn't cook any rice with it.
Yes, he did. Did you see where he dropped it?
Hey, he's not the one that dropped it. The one who dropped it was gay. It was the Enola
And-
Gay.
And they
No,
cooked. They were cooking rice when they dropped
I made that joke like a second ago, and none of you laughed. Fuck you.
it was funnier when I said it.
He was literally the creator of it, so transitive property, he kind of did drop it.
Yo, I'm
Yeah.
gonna drop this mix track. Mixing ash with concrete.
Oh God. Oh my
You
goodness.
seen those
Okay.
silhouettes? They're fucking haunting, dude.
I have freaking.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's some darkish.
I'm
It's
issuing a
only
spoiler
dark-ish.
warning now for every
Mhm.
series I talk about, so don't say I didn't warn you. Revenge plots have a unique
Okay, I haven't
sorry.
seen Cyberpunk Edge Runner, so I'm gonna go ahead and watch that real quick, and I will be right back.
It's fine. 2 or 3 of us have.
Okay.
I have.
Um.
I have.
So 3 of
Also,
us
I don't.
have.
Also, I don't care about Cyberpunk.
Sorry, the level of severity of spoilers will vary is redundant, and I just need to say that. That's all.
No, I'm glad you said that.
challenge
Somebody
that they
gonna
must
hit
overcome
play-
that other stories don't. In order
No.
for their stories to
Damn
work,
it.
a foundation must be established. They have to make you care about the vengeance at play. Revenge plots have a higher
True.
chance of falling flat for me because I've just never really been a very angry person. And revenge is a concept
All right, there
That
it
sounds
is.
like a skill issue.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna.
Sorry.
So,
Hold on. Actually, I wanna let him finish the sentence before.
Okay.
before we-
the concept rooted in anger, which is why it
Okay.
It could also be
It
rooted
could
in
be
justice.
rooted in necessity.
What?
It could also be rooted in necessity.
Yeah, or justice.
Well, that's not revenge then, if it's justice.
No, it can be revenge. Justice can be revenge.
Well, justice has
Yeah.
to be carried out by an unbiased
Well,
party.
it should be, but that doesn't mean that it always is.
Well, then it's not justice at that point. It's revenge.
Is that categorical?
Like, well,
I would
here's
say
the thing.
so.
I'm not so sure that that's categorical. With the way people work, there's a lot of overlap. There shouldn't be, but
Yeah,
there is.
Okay, but
It-
as we know, people are wrong.
It's not categorical because the two aren't mutually exclusive.
Yeah. They're exclusive, but not mutually.
Yeah.
Like, or at least not entirely, I should say.
Mutual, I'm sure.
Also, I just want to point out, yeah, I've got a bit of a temper. It's not something I'm happy with. It's something I'm trying to work on, but that's not why I like Berserk.
No, it
I like
definitely
it because
is.
it's a.
I like Berserk for all the sex.
Yeah, I just skip to the pages where Rosine's on screen, and I just start.
Ah, gross, dude.
Dude, Christ.
That panel when Griffith kissed Casca, that did something for me.
Oh no!
Remember what Wild
which-
did to that family of
which
innocent
panel?
people? I wish that
Which
was me.
panel, motherfucker?
Yes.
We're ending the stream to have an intervention.
It's so important.
I'm gonna
that
say
these
Charlotte's
stories
best
sell me
girl.
on wanting to see the main character or
Shut up.
characters get their.
I mean, unironically, she's probably the sweetest.
She probably is.
Like, I feel conflicted because she
Oh.
doesn't have that much of a character, at least compared to everyone else. But at the same time, it's like, if I was to wife anyone in all of Berserk, it would actually probably be Charlotte.
I just simply would not.
You just wouldn't be in the Berserk world.
Yeah, I'm built different. I would not be there.
Is it the demons? Is it the child rape? Is it the mass murder? The constant warfare? What's bothering you?
If it were
Um,
me,
it's the
I'd be
food.
dead. Or a slave. I don't know.
You'd probably be Cushion.
I mean, you go far back enough in this world, you'd be.
Probably.
I mean, if you go far back enough in this world, you'd be dead as well. That's how aging works.
That's true.
Yeah. Shit.
No, you can't be dead if you haven't been alive yet.
I wasn't even a twinkle in my father's balls yet.
You weren't even a warm, fuzzy feeling.
Nope.
You weren't even in your dad's balls.
Nope.
Yes, that's how it works.
Your dad's balls.
It's actually two sperm that survive.
Gets passed down. Son, this one's yours.
Like a freaking hereditary sword or something. Like,
It's like it's the Joestar birthmark, but it's a sperm.
oh my god.
It's a
It's
handy
the
down throughout
Joestar
the family.
birthmark,
It's
but
like,
it's a
son,
sperm.
Not the no. It's the blue butt. The Genghis Khan blue butt. Oh man.
So
Concept
revenge.
rooted in anger, which is why it's so important that these stories sell me on wanting to see the main character or characters get their retribution. I want to first talk about a revenge story that I really like and that everybody are.
Fuck this panel so much.
Yeah, it's like, but it's character assassination for Guts before he's even a character.
Before he's even properly
I
characterized.
know, just
Right.
that's why in my mind these panels just don't exist because the rest of the series is so fucking consistent. It's just
Mm-hmm.
these like first 2 pages.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Also,
just-
he is definitely not inside of that right
Yeah,
now.
he's getting at it right
No.
at that point. I
Unless his dick is like shaped like a fish hook and 2 feet long.
right. Like he's just
think. To be fair, I
Previously-
think he's trying to get up. This is mid gesture right now.
I
Yeah,
mean
but
previously
I needed to
he
make the
was
joke.
just I mean previously he was getting it in, so
Oh, it was definitely in.
yeah.
Clapping demon cheeks. Because as we all know, that's what Guts likes to do the most, is
Yep.
touch things sexually.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, even though literally,
likes-
like, what, 3 pages later, he swats Puck away for touching him.
For getting
Frickin-
getting closer,
He,
yeah.
he likes to bust it down sexual style. He's
Oh,
just
yeah.
goated with he's
All
just
the
a
time.
goated dude with the sauce all the time.
Mm. Who brought the sauce? I am the sauce.
Right.
I'm not sure I want to talk about Guts' sauce. So I'm just gonna hit play.
already knows about. Berserk
I've
is
seen
one
what
of the
that
best
sauce
revenge
makes.
plots I've ever consumed.
Oh,
If
God.
you don't know,
Oh.
Berserk starts by introducing us to the Black Swordsman, Guts, in the Black Swordsman arc. The Black Swordsman arc is the first 7-ish chapters, if I remember right, and I'll be honest, I hated it. I thought Guts was too stoic, too cruel, and generally uninteresting. I didn't
Well, then you're
Hang
a
on.
fucking tart, aren't you?
Hang on. Too stoic?
Too stoic.
Too stoic.
I don't even know if I would describe him as stoic in the Black Swordsman arc. Like he's
Yeah,
quiet. That's not the same thing.
Yeah, he's quite angry. That's the opposite of stoic. In fact,
Yeah,
actually,
he's
in
definitely
Stoic
not-
philosophy, it's believed that anger is an ugly emotion that should be avoided.
As a matter of fact, yes. In
It's
fact, I would venture
honestly-
to say that Guts is not living his best life.
Honestly,
in these
I wouldn't even say it's an ugly emotion. It's just there. You feel it, and then after you get it out of your system, you can deal with the rest of the fucking world. That's about it. Like
Well, I think it's ugly because I don't like feeling that way, and because anger sometimes has, not usually, but on occasion has very destructive consequences, and I'm not sure
It
that
does.
kind of energy is really worth putting out into the world in most situations.
it does. However, it would be better served if you were to like channel that anger into something productive.
Yeah, and I try. Like that's what spite is, but but like just like raw anger, you know.
Oh, yeah, no, I felt that a million times before. It's not a very fun feeling being that angry. No, I will agree with you on that.
Understand why he did the things he did, and his motivations were unclear.
Wow, almost like it's the setup.
Absolutely.
However, everything changed when the God Hand were introduced. All of a sudden, there's this mysterious man that Guts calls out to with expressions of pure rage painted on his face. For the first time, the series piqued my interest. Guts finally shows some kind of emotion, anger. And then
He's been showing anger the whole time.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, he's Wrath.
Literally, the last time
Before
we
this.
paused this, we were literally looking at a face of Guts being angry.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
he's been angry the entire time with good reason, might I add. Like, what?
No, it's completely unjustified.
Yeah, well, it hasn't been explained yet, so it's unjustified.
the next 102 chapters are a prologue arc called the Golden Age that not only
Not a
explains
prologue
who
arc,
the
they're a
mysterious
prequel arc.
Griffith
Black
is,
Swordsman.
but also
They're not a prologue arc. They're a prequel arc. Black Swordsman is the prologue arc. It's just in media res.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up. Except
I
don't
would
shut
love-
up because I gotta finish watching this stupid video.
A quick aside. I
Yes.
would love for a full-on anime that's faithful to Berserk to be a thing.
Don't
love
don't
that.
say such things.
And then
Don't
once
say
we
such
talk,
thing? Yeah,
or-
Yeah,
people are
would
gonna
you
get
would you
ideas.
go up to a starving like Cambodian kid and just start talking about food?
Oh, then no. I despise that then.
Yes. Yeah. Don't even. Well, no, you don't want to. You wouldn't despise, but just don't talk about it.
I think East hurts deep down, and he just doesn't want to admit it.
Oh no,
Oh.
East hurts deep down. He'll admit it. You want me to show you where the 2016 Berserk anime adaptation touched me?
Oh god.
My soul.
I can't show it to you on a doll. It's somewhere spiritual.
It's somewhere else. Somewhere deep within my asshole.
Oh no.
You know, funny
you gotta
thing
get
is,
to it
according to
somehow.
Japanese folklore, inside of your butt there is a round organ that contains your soul.
Yes, I am Japanese.
Yes, it's called Uranus. Yeah.
No, like it's spherical, like like a baseball.
Is it actually? Oh,
according
boy,
to Japanese
that's-
folklore, yeah.
I mean, I know where that is on. I
hilarious.
know where that is on a woman, but I've never found that on myself.
All right.
You're not looking hard enough, clearly.
Mm.
On me?
Yes, you
Oh,
heard
okay.
me.
Okay.
Gotta
I
dig a
don't
little
know if I
deeper.
want to. I don't know if I want to do that.
You know what? You
Gotta
know what?
dig a little deeper.
You know, thinking about it, actually, supposedly seppuku was supposed to release. Supposedly the seppuku was supposed to release your soul and let it be like free, so it could be redeemed or whatever. And if
If that were
this
the
thing
case,
is
wouldn't you be stabbing yourself in the ass?
Sounds like a bunch of
No,
crazy
no, no.
people.
Well, so that's why I'm thinking, like, where did they get the idea for that? And I'm realizing, well, I mean, the bladder's kind of round, so
Oh.
maybe they saw like enough guys get like split up or whatever, and they saw that come out of their like the bottom part of their body or whatever, and they were like, oh, there's like a round thing in our butts. That's weird. Wonder what that is.
Mm,
And then they just, for
mm,
whatever reason, assumed it was the soul. I mean, weirder things have happened, right?
mm.
I mean, I
Indeed.
can't name any, but yes.
I mean, Ancient Aliens has been going on for what, 14 seasons?
Yeah, that's fair.
You're telling me people aren't going to naturally leap to conclusions just because it's like, oh look, here's these details that we don't understand. Let's leap to some absurd conclusion.
Mm.
Am I wrong?
I mean, I'm actually of the opinion that most things only seem absurd because we don't have the context they had for it. Uh, there's a lot of things that are weirdly justified
Hmm.
in their like historical context, even though we don't have the justifications
Oh no, I
entirely,
agree,
or
but
even
like
if they're wrong.
I agree, but the thing is that doesn't mean that people didn't regularly misunderstand things in the past. People
Oh yeah,
still
yeah, that part I agree with
Yeah,
for
people
sure.
still regularly misunderstand things in the day and age of literally readily accessible information within 5 seconds. And like we go
It's
back thousands of years to when like folklore was forming and all that stuff, and it's like, yeah, it makes sense
it's
that people could
it's
confuse a bladder for a soul.
it's like that one dude saying that the I was about to say Dark Souls, the Dark Ages were the worst time to be alive.
Maybe the immediate fallout out of after Rome, but not after that.
Hmm. Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of the Dark Ages, Berserk.
Also, his relationship to
Yes.
Guts, and why the story of Berserk is actually one of revenge. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that every revenge story has to have as an elaborate of a setup as Berserk in order for me to care, but it
They should though. Let's be real.
Mm.
Old boy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
certainly
say
did
you
work
can be
in this
pretty
case.
concise.
Because of the Golden Age arc, I now understand the kind of person Guts is. I understand why Guts acts the way he does in the first arc, and I understand his motivation going forward. Not only do I understand his want for revenge, I'm right there with him, rooting for him to get it. There's now an emotional, interpersonal core to Guts' motivation. It should be stated that there's a difference between understanding and caring. Cyberpunk Edgerunners was the talk of the town in the fall of last year. Getting straight to the point, I did not like it nearly as much as other people did, and
That's not a song from Cyberpunk Edgerunners. That's the Dead Man Wonderland intro,
Yeah.
which is a kick-ass song, by the way.
What was it, White Rabbit or something like that?
I think that's what it.
I don't know. I dropped off that show because it just wasn't catching my attention.
It probably ended shortly after you dropped off. It's only 8 episodes.
Really?
Yeah.
I got like 3 or so episodes in, and I was like, man, this is just like I
Yeah,
was
no,
an
it-
edgy teenager, and I was looking
it
at that, and I'm like, man,
ends-
this is like pointlessly edgy. Jesus.
It ends very shortly after where you dropped off.
Hmm.
Really?
Yes.
Hmm.
Christ. Damn,
Um,
there was not much room for it to get any
Which-
better then.
well, here's the thing: is that they only did like it's like 8. Is it 8 or 10, Rhogar?
I think it was. Think it was 8. I'd have to go back and look, but I
I'm
think
pretty
it was,
sure it was 8. I'm pretty sure it was 8. But the thing is that like the manga goes on for a very
Mhm.
long time.
Mhm.
I don't remember the reason that the anime is so short, but like it stops like right before the beginning of the first major arc of the manga.
Wild.
Mhm.
Maybe
And the
studio
manga is
burned out or
actually
something.
pretty good.
Mhm.
Anyway, it's
Anyway.
funny that he says
But
there's a
the
difference-
intro's awesome.
It's
Like,
funny that he
song is
says-
fucking awesome.
Sorry. It's funny that there's he says that there's a difference between understanding and caring, because I mean, yeah, that's true, but he's about to woefully misunderstand edgerunners.
On this video, I'm going to be mostly using it as a point of comparison for things I don't like about revenge stories. I felt like the whole show was soaked in this bitter, angry at the world energy. If that's what they were going for, then they definitely succeeded, but that's just not my vibe.
It's not bitter, it's cynical.
Also, why would you make an entire video criticizing a genre because it's not your vibe?
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. Don't know what to do for you there, buddy.
Like I said earlier, skill issue.
I'm but like you know what I mean though. Like honestly, like I don't understand how this made it through the algorithm. Like, I'm not like a video called "I'm Not Angry Enough for Revenge" anime, which personally I'm not enough of a 14-year-old boy for revenge anime. Is the video that I'm gonna make.
I'm not enough of a 14-year-old boy for revenge.
Also, let's assume that the tone that they're going for is angry at the world and not, the world is actually awful. It's full of awful people, and it's just cynicism. Let's see. David's down on his luck. He's got no fucking money. His mom died. The medical people refuse to help them, even though it's literally their fucking job and their duty, because they weren't clients. Like, yeah, I'd be pretty upset at the world, too.
Yeah.
Just throwing that one out there.
On an objective scale, I can appreciate the level of quality in the production, but I just couldn't really get behind the character of David or his motivations. David never takes a step back and thinks about what he's doing. He's so blinded by his want for revenge that his life goes completely haywire.
Hang on, what?
Is he?
Who the fuck is he getting revenge against?
Rewind a second. What in the fuck did he just say?
In the production, but I just couldn't really get behind the character of David or his motivations. David never takes a step back and thinks about what he's doing. He's so blinded by his want for revenge that his life goes completely haywire. If this
No. Who? No.
First of all, that's the point of the fucking story. Second, it's not revenge. It's just bad decision making.
Yeah. Like, what?
I was gonna say, I've been sitting here trying to remember if I'm stupid or like forgot something, but it's not really much of a revenge story.
It's not a revenge story. It's about dude trying to make his way in a world that he feels abandoned him. Like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he kind of succeeds, but unfortunately that success brings attention to him, and unfortunately he's not able to handle the pressure of that attention and the, well, let's be honest, severe trauma that he's been going through, and he goes insane. That's the story.
Yeah, it's more of an Icarus story than a revenge story.
It's more of what?
Mm-hmm.
An Icarus story?
Yeah, it's a Greek tragedy, basically.
Yeah. It's
no matter what they do to stave off their ultimate destruction, their actions end up causing their destruction.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Greek tragedy. Classic, actually. It's just couched in cyberpunk world.
This is meant to be a cautionary tale, as to say, don't lose yourself to your anger, then that's fine, I guess, but I got kind of frustrated and honestly kind of bored watching David just go, I'm built different the whole time. In comparison to Berserk, Cyberpunk...
He was.
Well, yeah, he was built different, and everyone else was calling him out on his bullshit. Being like, no, you're durable, but you're not that special. You gotta calm down. And then shit just got worse and worse and worse because he just didn't listen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just I'm built different. Like there's a lot going on there. It's the denial of reality after a certain point, because he's afraid of admitting maybe I've got problems that I can't solve. Maybe I'm not good enough to fix everything. Maybe I can't, actually live up to what I expect my mother and my role model to what I think they would have wanted of me. And that fear of letting those people down is, first of all, the reason why the ending song is called Let You Down, and second, the reason why he pushes himself so far that he actually just breaks himself.
Yeah, I mean, oh, go for it.
Wasn't his love interest also telling him to dial it back a bit?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's like the last arc of the show, more or less, as far as the
Yeah.
character stuff
So
goes.
he's literally Icarus.
Yeah,
So how in God's name is this a revenge story again?
yeah. I was gonna say he almost made a good point that it is a cautionary tale, but
Mm-hmm.
then he said about like anger and revenge, and it's just not. Like it's closer to being a cautionary tale about addiction or something to that nature.
Or
Because they
power,
all
or
because they all kind of get hooked on different things, be it power or the upgrades or like whatever. But
drugs, money, lack of trust.
yeah,
Why
Like
do I get
they're all,
why do
yeah,
I get
actually
the
you're kind of right.
feeling?
They are all like, I don't think the show was meant to do this, but they are kind of all
no,
addicted to their own thing. Lucy is
they've
addicted
all
to
got
being
a they've all got
alone.
a clear vice, is what it is
Yeah, like
probably what I would
Peeler
say
is
it is.
addicted to sex. Lucy is
Mm-hmm.
addicted to being alone. David is addicted to wanting to be a better person. Maine is addicted to his own technology, because even though it's not really fleshed out, him and David actually
Mhm.
kind of have like a similar mentality.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. And Rebecca, what is she addicted to?
She's actually one of the few good people in in the show,
I,
and that's
I,
why she
I
deserves
would
so
say
much
she kind
better.
of almost functions as like the neutral.
Well, I mean,
Mm,
aside from how much joy she gets from blowing people up, but you know.
right.
That yeah,
Honestly,
I guess.
who wouldn't get a lot of joy from blowing people up? I probably would. I'm a violent man.
Me, I get sick when I have to kill like rats that are invading my home. I'm not killing people.
Um, well, all right.
Don't get me wrong, I'll do
Um,
it. I'm just not gonna have fun with it.
why do I get the feeling that the rest of this guy's video is just gonna be him dunking on saying revenge plots and stories that aren't necessarily revenge plots? Because other than Berserk, I'm not seeing.
I mean, so
Uh,
far he's misdiagnosed two.
mhm,
Well, he's
As he,
misdiagnosed. He misread Guts' expressions, and he's completely
yeah,
misdiagnosed Edge Runners.
yeah.
mhm.
So he's like zero point 0.5 out of 2 is his score right now,
Dang,
Yeah,
and we got two more to
or
go.
at least
that's
by
not
average.
a
Yeah,
good metric to be on, my dude. You got to do better.
you gotta do better.
You got to do
You
better,
got to do
Senator.
better.
Probably would have worked better for me if David was a more fleshed out character. I understand David wanting to get revenge because his mother was unfairly killed.
Who's he getting revenge
That's-
against? What is
Yeah,
he getting
no,
revenge
that's
against?
he moves on from the like specifics of that revenge really fast.
It's not
Also,
even
yeah,
is
no.
revenge.
there
This is White Rabbit. Yeah.
a such thing
Um.
as being fairly killed?
Yeah, if you
I
deserve
assume
it.
like the death penalty is probably the closest to that, right?
Perhaps, or in
Yeah.
battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Were either of those the way that his mother died?
No, they
No.
It was
die in
a
a car
It was
accident,
basically a
or she dies in
drive-by.
a car accident because a gang was trying to shoot at a target that they were hunting down, and they just got caught in the crossfire, and then there was a massive pileup on the
Mhm.
road, and she died of her
Oh.
injuries.
Oh,
Mhm.
I see. I still think unfairly killed is a very strange way to phrase that.
Mhm.
I mean, it's
I
accurate,
don't
but,
disagree.
you know.
It's accurate. I wouldn't say it was unfair. Well,
No, it is unfair. It's
no, it is unfair. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it doesn't automatically mean that I care. This is what I meant when I said that there's a difference.
Oh yeah, it's literally this scene. Literally this scene. The car right behind them, there's a rich guy in there, and some guys with
Mhm.
machine guns just start shooting through their car. It's fucking crazy.
It's between understanding and caring. Storytelling is complicated because things that are tragic when they happen in real life don't carry the
Yeah, see, yeah, that's right fucking there. I'm sorry, I just had to laugh.
same
Yeah.
weight when written into fiction unless executed properly. If this were a true
Also, sorry, I keep pausing, but it's funny that he's showing how, Gloria got unfairly killed after talking about
Mhm.
it.
Yeah,
It's like, you probably could have tightened up your editing a little, is all I'm saying.
yeah, no.
story about a real person, then there's an inherent level of tragedy to it. But since it's completely fictional, my natural response is, why should I care? It was still a
Oh,
fine enough
no.
show with gorgeous
No, he's doing
animation,
the
a
thing.
nice
Oh, wait.
soundtrack, and a beautiful Studio Trigger art
Pause.
style.
There we go. Okay. No. Okay. Cool. He's doing the thing of it's all made up. Who cares, bro? It's that stupid argument that people use to defend bad movies of why do you care so much?
Wait,
It's made up.
Berserk's
It's
made
just
up.
a
Why did you care
game,
about
bro.
that then?
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
just a game, bro.
yeah.
Why do you care so much? Oh my fucking god, it's the
Ah.
stupidest fucking thing.
Honestly, I'm made up.
Right.
Yeah, you're just a collective hallucination in our minds.
There is an idea of an East.
Yeah, we are all Gaius Baltar, and you are our six.
I was doing a Patrick Bateman bit, but alright, that works too, you fucking nerd.
Yes. What the fuck are you gonna do about it?
I'm gonna keep watching Battlestar Galactica with you so I can get your weird jokes.
It's, to be fair, that's probably the weirdest joke I've made today that wasn't just outright offensive.
Mm.
I don't know, there's probably someone somewhere that's like, how could you make Battlestar Galactica references? Did you know that there are white people in it?
As a matter of fact, I did. That's why it's my favorite show.
There's like not a
I have
single.
such good news for you about the rest of shows in existence.
Yeah, it turns out most of them
Except
actually have
Shaka
white
Zulu.
people.
Okay, most of the rest of shows in existence.
Response is, why should I care? It was still a fine enough show with gorgeous animation, a nice soundtrack, and a beautiful Studio Trigger art style. But in this case, the revenge aspect really dragged it down for me.
I'm glad you thought that the Studio Trigger art style was beautiful because it turns out that Studio Trigger actually animated this show.
Fantastic.
I just don't like the way he phrases sentences.
Mm.
I really don't. It's bugging
I
me.
don't either. I don't either.
For me because I just wasn't invested in David. Maybe I would have liked it more if there was more to the villains.
Oh,
So
I
sorry.
would argue that's
Griffith.
part of why Berserk works so well for me. Griffith is a character that I not only want to see taken down, but also one that I understand and can sort of see the perspective of. As much as I despise the decision Griffith made during the eclipse,
Griffith did nothing wrong.
Shut your whore mouth.
Also, like these are two different things working on two vastly different like time constraints. Like Cyberpunk End Dredgers, how many episodes is it?
9,
10.
9?
10, I think.
Okay.
Actually, no, hang on.
That's a very small window of time that you have to develop a story. So obviously it's not going to be a sweeping epic that covers every single character's perspective and every single like aspect of everybody's ideologies and why they're doing what they're doing and like
I
all
mean,
of that. No, I haven't seen Cyberpunk Endrunner, so I could be talking out of my ass.
I was gonna say you say that, but it actually does. Like the characters are somewhat archetypal. Birds kind of lined that out a little bit ago when we were talking about the vice that each character has. But you have a really good idea of like what each character's basic motivations and ideologies are by the end of the show, including the villains. Like,
Okay, well then apparently this video essayist is a daft cunt who doesn't know what he's talking about then.
I mean, that
Yes.
was kind of the given.
But like Berserk,
Well.
but like the main difference though being is like Berserk is a massive epic. Like
Mhm.
it
That's an understatement.
gotta fill the fucking pages with.
It's still going. It's still going.
No,
They
it's
haven't
not.
like
Dead.
Yeah,
No,
depending
Berserk
on how
died.
you define it. Yeah.
when I say
Berserk's-
still going, I mean there hasn't been a notification on Twitter or anything like that of like
Berserk is over.
cancellation. Yeah.
Yeah, Berserk will never be the same, but the story is still continuing. So
Yeah.
The point being is that Mira is writing a story about very
was.
flawed people who who are all on their own journeys and making their own choices and having their own arcs. And yeah, one of them is definitively a villainous character, and one of them is definitively less so. Mildly less so.
hmm
But like it's much more concerned with the journey of these two people. Whereas, I don't know, what's Cyberpunk about? Like in a sentence.
In a sentence,
Yeah.
it's basically a tragedy of errors.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sure. But like who's the villain? Like who are we taking down?
There is no, well,
If I
themselves,
had to,
I guess.
okay, no, actually, it's what's his name, Faraday. He's the singular villain, but he works for the corporations Militech and Arasaka.
I wouldn't.
He's a paragon.
Pretty much.
Then I wouldn't even call him like the main issue.
Well,
Like the main issue within the whole story, I feel, is the character's flaws, if
Yeah.
that
Okay,
makes
but
sense. Like
but you
their
still gotta have
main
a heavy
issue.
though.
I mean, yeah,
there's
obviously, but like,
there's an external antagonist.
yeah,
to this
and that would be
Yeah.
Faraday. He's not like the
But
biggest
he's
threat that
basically
these guys
just a
face.
heavy, right?
yeah, he's
Yeah.
essentially just a heavy.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. Because if this story is about these characters and these characters overcoming their flaws or lack of overcoming their flaws,
hmm
then meh. Two different that's two different stories. We have our street rats versus conglomerate, and then we have our heroes and villains of old on their journeys. Like they're two completely different
Yeah,
stories.
mercenary versus demons. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely understand why he did what he did because of who he's established to be. I guess what I'm
Oh,
trying
you understand why he did what he did? That's good.
Mm.
to say is that sometimes the thing that makes revenge stories good is simply wanting to see the scumbag antagonist get his just desserts.
that he's fucking using I really want to stay at your house while showing the eclipse. It's
Okay.
not
Yeah.
the connection to make, buddy. Also, I do kind of want to see Faraday get his just desserts. He's a piece of shit. He's manipulating even the people that he works for so that he could get a leg up in the world. And as a result, the people that we care about, or at least we're supposed to care about, suffer and die horrifically.
hmm
Like, I don't know. I was kind of glad when I saw Faraday strapped to a medical table falling out of a fucking skyscraper and splattering on the floor. Like, I laughed out loud the first time I saw that because I was so happy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So, I
Fucking
mean, yeah,
Lord.
it seems like a real subjective tism, you know?
hmm
Skill issue.
I will say that the tism, however, is very strong in this video. There's a lot of
tism is
connections that
strong.
really shouldn't be made. The tism is strong with this one.
I said tism. I was at my parents' place a little while back, and I said tism, and my dad was like, what's a tism?" I was like, when you're being tistic.
Ah, yes. Thank you for clarifying that.
It's short for autism.
Yes.
However,
Hence
in
being
Cyberpunk, the
autistic.
villains are too one-note and lacking any nuance to their characters.
Um,
You were woefully incorrect on that, but all right.
It's kind of a just if you say so, I guess.
yeah, because like
Yeah, based on the
Faraday's
tertiary descriptions of the cast that I've heard just in this call, I'd say that they're at least two-dimensional.
Yeah, I mean Faraday's not the greatest villain by any means.
That's an animation joke.
Faraday's not the greatest villain by any means, but he does have his motivations, and those motivations they're not built by his character, they're built by the world. Because the world of Cyberpunk, specifically Night City, is the corporations run everything. So if you want to have success, if you want to be relatively safe, if you want to live a relatively good life, you need to work for a corporation. And Faraday wants to move up the corporate ladder to have a better life. Like, again, it's not the most fleshed out thing, but if you're paying attention to the world building, it becomes pretty obvious, actually. Especially since he literally says that as much. Like, he literally spells it out.
It's his position on that isn't exactly logical either, because the corporations within Cyberpunk are actively doing harm to the community. I mean, sure, they're building everything up, but they're like,
in the way that is maximally beneficial to themselves.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's not altruistic
yeah, there is an
by any
ulterior
stretch.
motive. There is a heavy ulterior motive to what they are doing. So the logic is not exactly sound.
Faraday is an evil corporate overlord, and Adam Smasher is an evil strong boy. Admittedly, the best part of Edgerunners was the titular group of
Hold up, did he just call Adam Smasher an evil strong guy?
To be fair,
Yeah.
that is kind of
I
the
mean, you're
bulk of
not
his-
incorrect, but
But
there's a lot of nuance to that.
Well, and using that as like, oh, the villains in this show are bad. The guy who is mentioned like 3 times and then shows up in the last episode
Yeah, well, I mean,
as like
literally,
the boss fight.
he
like,
was described. He was described as a boogeyman because his job is to kill people, and you know what? He shows up and does exactly that.
yeah.
It's almost like he's on someone's payroll to kill people, and so he just kind of shows up to kill people that are threatening his boss. That's it.
You know what?
That's all he's needed
You know
for.
what Adam Smasher's like? He's like how initially Madara Uchiha was within like him being mentioned as this all-powerful like demon sort of character, and then he shows up and it's exactly what the legends say.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, well, at least Madara got some characterization, but then I realized, oh my god, he's got so much more time to be characterized. Like Adam Smasher still actually gets a little bit of characterization, like when he's got sass, like when Faraday tells him, "Adam Smasher, hurry, go on, kill the boy," and he just looks down and goes,
Who the fuck are you?
like,
Yeah.
like it's a genuine question, but he says it with such fucking sass because he's like, "Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do?" Actually, literally, who even are you? And then after he like literally ripped David apart, like David actually got one up on Adam for a second, and then Adam got mad and literally ripped his fucking arms off. And then as he's like sees David collapse, he goes, "You know, thinking about it, you could actually be an interesting construct." And you know what? I did have fun. I thought this would be boring. So it's like it's not much, but it's there. Like he's in the show for what, 10 minutes if.
And 80% of that is just an action scene. He's not meant to be some like crazy in-depth villain. He's literally there to be the final boss to help like get a message across, basically.
Exactly. Like the villain is Faraday, and Adam Smasher is, well, not the villain. He's
No.
he's the what do we call it? The
Force of nature.
I guess you could call him that, yeah, because he's, well, I'm excluding the game lore.
Right.
He is effectively a force of nature because of the way he's built. Like he's literally what David should be, but he's basically soulless enough that he can get away with it.
What was that movie about what was that movie about a lizard who's like a lying type deal? He's like a cowboy. I think it was Rango or something like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for describing Rango.
Yeah, Rango. He's like that snake character.
Actually, yeah, you're kind of right, because the snake isn't the villain. The villain is the mayor.
Mhm.
No, that's
Yeah,
actually a
yeah,
really good
that's
analogy.
Well, I was gonna say too, Adam Smasher kind of just represents like the other place that David's arc could have ended. Like that's just
Like-
the other extreme he could have ended up at.
Yeah.
They're kind of like mirrors in a sense, yeah.
Yeah, they're not quite foils, but like in that direction of
Yeah.
character ideas.
Yeah, now I'm just thinking about like how incredibly this all could have been fleshed out. Like Edgerunners probably could have gone with another episode or two, but given what it does have, it does pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Edgerunners and their overall dynamic but even then, I just didn't really care about their mission of fighting the suits. I suppose I did like the relationship between David and Lucy, and the tragic nature of the ending, but still. Overall, I think the pure
He almost got it. He almost got it.
Yeah, he was so close there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want to give the guy credit. Everything that we've said has, well, not everything, but much of it has been said in the comment section of the video, and he did admit, yeah, he admitted that he completely misread Edge Runners.
Mm-hmm.
He still, although he goes on to say that he still thinks that his point stands because he didn't care, and it's like, I don't know, if you
I was
misunderstood
wrong, but I'm pretty sure that my point stands.
Yeah. It's
Right.
like, buddy, if you misread something that horrendously and then acknowledge that you did, maybe give it another watch through. Just, you don't have to, if you think it's a waste of time, because, I mean, fair enough, we've all got our own time to spend. But
don't say that the point stands if you admit
Mhm.
that you were
Yeah, exactly.
incorrect.
exactly. Especially since it's only 10 episodes.
Right.
And if he just misread it because he was bored and didn't like it, then like that's fine. Just say
Then why'd you make the
that.
fucking video?
But also that.
Honestly, am I the only one
Can you
who could have
imagine?
seen
Can you
like
imagine playing Call of Duty and being all for like playing Call of Duty for 10 minutes, being like, you know what? I'm not angry enough for person shooters.
To be fair, have you heard the shit those guys say to each other?
Oh God,
That's
I have been privy to
Have you-
some shit. Let
have
me
you-
tell you right now.
Have you heard me say the shit that I've said to those people?
Yeah, I was gonna say. To be fair, you did just say a bunch of it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
True and I were playing Halo the other night.
Oh no!
or angry vibe that this show is rooted in just rubbed me the wrong way.
It's not angry. It's cynical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This next one only has one episode so far, but if you
Yeah, hold on. That's an interesting point, though. Like, so because the main character of the show is angry, does that mean that the writers want me to also be angry?
No.
Well, yeah,
Like,
exactly.
that's
I was
why
gonna say,
we
there's
call
definitely
it.
ones you could make that argument for.
Well, here's the
but
thing. That's why you
that's not
call it an
universal.
objective perspective.
Yeah.
Is that you're not being shown something because you are meant to feel the same way as it. You're being shown it because that's what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think I kind of mentioned it earlier, but like John Wick feels like one where they kind of want you to be angry, at least in the first movie, because it's like this cute little puppy and the guy's just an absolute prick and things like that feels like one where they like, yeah, hate this guy. The next 90 minutes are about killing him. And like that's fine. You can have a movie like that, but you can also have like these other ones where it's just more cynical. They want you to see that the character's wrong and be like, no, don't do the thing. Like, there's a lot of different ways you can tell the revenge story.
Yeah, or even like Berserk, because like in reality, I don't relate to Guts at all, but he's one of my favorite characters. What I feel towards Guts is inspiration as his tenacity and pity at what he does with it. And just how necessary it is for him to actually do that, I pity Guts.
There's also,
I don't relate to him.
There's also revenge stories where you're not even sure if you should actually be rooting for your hero, like Hamlet.
That too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you spend more than half that story wondering if Hamlet's even correct about what happened. To his father.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Same with the Northman, which I mean, it's literally the same story, but still.
Well, you definitely know that Fyodor kills Orville.
Well, I know, but like once we
his
see
name is.
like the family dynamic that Fjolnir's family has with his sons and with Amleth's mom, it's like, oh, they're like actually a happy family. So like, is it really worth destroying this?
That one boy
Yes.
is a cunt though.
The older one?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Never look me in the eyes. I love that so much. He punches him. He doesn't even move, and he still
Fucking-
plays it off like he's cool.
That movie's
fucking
great, dude.
if you've seen it, then you know that it's great. Oshinoko has an hour-and-a-half first episode, and it's incredible. For those who may not know,
The ending is incredible. The rest of it, not so much.
Yeah.
The question:
Hmm.
does this actually qualify as a revenge story?
No.
Here, did
Then
you
why the
catch
fuck
what
didn't-
did you catch what he said though? Because he said there's only one episode out so far. So he had only seen the first episode at the time of recording.
Yeah. At that point, don't even mention it.
Yeah, because
Don't even talk about it.
Then what the fuck is the point of him putting this within this
Hey
video?
guys, I want to tell you all about this great book. It's called Dune. I've only read one chapter so far.
It's a revenge story.
I mean, it kind of
I've only-
it is.
Well, okay, but the idea
Dune is a
being
revenge story.
that you read the first chapter and you're just gonna make sweeping conclusions about the nature of the narrative. Like
Mm-hmm.
bold decision there, bud.
That's funny. It's like you wouldn't even be able to tell. Well, for
Yeah.
one, Dune doesn't have chapters.
Mm-hmm.
It's sectioned off by like breaking off to like journal entries
That's
that'll last for a little while and then back to the narrative. But like, if we're going by that, as we just call that like your chapter break. So if you just read Dune's first chapter, I don't think you know what kind of book it's even gonna be.
I don't think so.
well,
Okay, so it's a weird religious political thriller, I guess.
Yeah,
in
I
space.
went into the Dune movie and I thought exactly that, and then we got into the end of the first movie, and I was like, oh, I
Still
get
need
it
to
now. It's
watch
all clicking.
I'm gonna
movie.
I'm gonna tell you
That-
something, Trisket. The end of the first where that story stops, you still have no idea what the fuck Dune is about.
Well, I figured they're gonna go back and like avenge House Atreides and all that stuff.
You still have no idea what the fuck Dune is about.
Oh, well,
How many
he's gonna
books were there?
become like a cult
6.
leader, right?
You still have no idea
Oh,
what the
really?
fuck Dune is about.
I
They
still
gave
need to
all that
watch.
foreshadowing, and I still don't fucking know.
You
I
won't
still
know
need to
how
watch.
it
Yeah.
you won't be able to track where it concludes, but like you're close with some of those.
I still need to watch Dune.
Dune is the
I need
ultimate
to
example
rewatch it.
of how to like successfully, cleverly subvert expectations.
Is that on our list of things to watch? Or
Oh, in my server?
yeah.
Yeah, when part 2 comes out, we'll do a double
That'll
check.
be
Sweet.
November this year, September.
Assuming
November.
the strikes don't push it
Oh,
back.
that's
November.
actually
Well, the movie's
relatively
already
soon.
done. It's just editing.
The strikes might push it back, but yeah. Which by the way, Dune Part 2, has anybody other than me heard what the official runtime is?
Nope.
No.
3 hours and 15 minutes.
Why are they? Why? Okay, hold on. Movies.
That's some
Need to
2005
chill.
King Kong type shit. Good
Okay.
lord.
I
Yeah.
agree with you, Professor. That movies need to chill. However, I like me a sweeping epic with some girth on its runtime. And
That's fine.
Dune,
Break it up.
they did.
Yeah.
More.
No, you can't. You
How
can't.
long was the first part?
2 hours 20 minutes, which I felt was way too short.
Hang on. So this is a 5-hour movie in total.
This is in total. This is a 5 hour and like 40-minute movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
Hey,
Which-
that's fucking nothing compared to the 12-hour total of the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, but that's
That is-
3 movies.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like 3 movies, in all honesty.
And
Well, that's
Dune
'cause
Part
it's really
Dune
good.
Part 3 is confirmed to be happening as well.
It's gonna be a part 3?
Yeah, it's going to
and
adapt the
still
second book.
Okay,
gonna
adapt the second
it's
book.
still book 1. Jeez.
I was about
To
to
be-
say.
It's
to be
only
fair,
it's only
I
adapt,
have-
but
I have
like they're
Dune-
only.
I have Dune right next to one of my Bibles on my
You
shelf.
need
and
to.
It's almost as big.
It's dude, they're the same thing.
the Bible and Dune.
Hold on, let him cook.
I
Let 'em
consider
bake
Dune
in the
religious
sand.
text. But yeah, but here's the thing: 5 hours 40. I would say that like given everything that got cut out of part 1, that's still too short. That is a dense. But yeah, which is funny because book 2 is significant, is like less than half the length of that.
Yeah,
Is it
that-
really?
Which is why Dune Part 3 is only going to be one movie, and they're not splitting Messiah into two.
So, wait, do they have plans to do the full book series, or?
I know that
There
there
was
are going to
talk
be
of
some
it.
TV show stuff.
Mhm.
But Denis Villeneuve said that he only wants to do the first 2 books because that's like the first 2 books are these specific characters' story. Because Dune works a little bit more like JoJo does, where like you'll have 1 or 2 books that are about these characters, and then the next 2 books will be like, we flash forward in time a little bit and show other stuff. So Denis only wanted to tell Paul Atreides' story.
Okay.
Which, to be fair, at least from my understanding, that's the part of Dune that most people like. A lot of people, the further into the series you get a lot more mixed reactions to
Well, it's funny you
various
mentioned that
aspects.
because True will tell you that the 4th book is the best one.
Really, I don't know if I've met anyone with that opinion.
Neither have I. And I haven't gotten that far in the series. I've only read I've only read Paul's bit of Dune. But I do plan on continuing the series at some point.
I've never
But
read it.
yeah, I've definitely heard that it gets worse as it goes. um,
Yeah, especially since like didn't Frank Herbert die and then his son took over?
Oh.
yes
I
and
want to say
no.
that was only for the last book.
No, so Chapter House Dune is definitively the last book, and Frank Herbert finished it before he died.
Oh, okay.
What happened after that, and I don't remember if this was like, oh, I have like my dad's dead, therefore I have the keys to the kingdom now, or if it was, son, I want you to write more Dune books. But Brian, his son, wrote terrible books.
Oh,
is ultimately how we go, because what Brian did was he went, okay, instead of continuing on after Chapter House Dune, which he would have had ample opportunity to do interesting stories with the way that book ends, he instead decided, I'm going to write some prequels to the original book, and I'm going to write a book called Paul of Dune, which is a prequel about Paul's life, and then the middle rewrites chunks of the first Dune book with extra stuff added to them about Paul, and then a little bit after the fact, like between books 1 and 2 of Dune, with more Paul stuff. And it is the most disrespectful thing I've ever read.
wow.
Wow.
Why would
Damn.
you?
Haven't
Yeah,
read
like,
any of those, but haven't heard anything good about them.
yeah, no, nothing Brian wrote was any good at all.
Damn, that's harsh. But
Yeah.
probably true.
Yeah. Like,
Anyway,
at least, like, I will make fun of Christopher, like, rest in peace Christopher Tolkien, but I will make fun of Christopher Tolkien all day for being a salty old curmudgeon who didn't want to give, like, who let nobody touch his father's work. But I way
Yeah.
prefer that to.
I was gonna say I will
What's
take
going
that
on
in
today?
almost
Yeah.
every instance compared
Oh
to
yeah, like Christopher
resurrecting
Tolkien's
the dead.
Christopher Tolkien's like OCD, like everything has to stay exactly the way it was that my father wrote it, to the point of like I'm not even going to actually write the unfinished portions of books that I found in these bunkers. I'm just going to scan them and put that into covers and publish those as books. Like I so much prefer that to, oh yeah, let me just go in and just write some extra stuff here
Yeah,
about
Rings
this
of Power
character whose
never
journey
happened
was
under
complete.
Christopher Tolkien.
Oh,
Never would have
absolutely
happened
not.
under Christopher.
Never would
Absolutely
have
not.
happened. Never would have happened.
That's
No.
still one of the worst shows I've ever fucking seen, dude.
I watched.
Actually, I think it's the worst show I've ever like actually seen.
I
I
haven't
watched.
finished it, but I agree with you.
I watched the entire thing in one sitting,
Oh,
and
oh, you poor
masochist.
bastard!
and
Is that why you're
and
stupid?
I I have lost the soul brain cell that I have had, and I'm still looking for it.
I believe that. Jeez.
I can see why certain people would enjoy it, but
I
no.
can't. I genuinely can't.
I
It really
look at it from
it
look at it
really is
from
just as simple as it keeps my brain occupied, and there's relatively high budget fantasy stuff going on. That's
yeah.
literally it.
There's
Well,
Speaking of
either that
high
or like
fantasy,
better
you have like the
options.
politics of wanting to subvert and destroy the past, but like that's not most people that enjoyed the series.
speaking of politics, House of the Dragon, I still need to watch that.
Oh, it's fucking
Same
goaded.
actually. Same. Seen it.
Hey, you know what you could do first is read Dune.
That too.
House of the Dragon takes less time.
But Dune.
Yes, but dragon.
But Dune. There's dragons in Dune.
Is there really?
No, there's the giant sandworms. They're basically dragons.
Oh, do they
That's
breathe
kind
fire?
of
No, they breathe
worm
Do all
seawater.
is the
dragons breathe
opposite of
fire?
dragon.
It does look, dragons are referred to as worms.
With a Y.
With a Y, not with an O.
No, I didn't ask why. I said that dragons
Shut
are
the
referred to
fuck
as
up.
worms.
You shut your stupid
You
whore mouth.
you didn't ask why. Oh my god.
This asshole. You fucking butthole. I'm pressing play.
Oshinoko is a brand new anime that begins with a prologue that sets up the main story. Watching this felt
Brand
like
new
watching a
anime
really
that I
good
saw
movie.
one
And then when
episode
it
of.
ended and revealed the revenge aspect of the story that I did not see coming at all, it sort of scared me. I am super interested in seeing where this story goes next, but I'm a bit concerned that it's not going to live up to that first episode. However, I do already feel that Oshinoko has done a much better job getting me invested.
So, White Bread, what did you think? Did any of the show live up to the end of the first episode?
No, I don't think
I
so.
understand the ending is pretty good.
Um, there. I'm so my brain's like short circuiting right now, trying to process what this man just said. Um, the ending of the first episode is like
Fucking
he is
solid.
right. I was gonna say he's right that it's unexpected, but it is not like it's like the right kind of subversive. I was not ready for episode one to end like that.
Yeah, me neither.
I
That's
kind
why.
of figured it might happen later. I was not expecting it there. And that's part of why it works so well, is because you can kind of see that it's coming, but not like that.
Yeah. Now, I think the rest of the show actually is good. Like, it has some
I think
pretty
it's
good
fine,
insights. It's relatively intelligently written. It's just, it has yet to reach the heights that the end of the first episode kind of set up.
Agreed. Agreed for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm eager to see the series continue. Like, I like what
Yeah,
I've seen.
I will tune in for season 2.
Yeah.
It's so funny that
for anyone not in the know, you're looking at the ending.
yeah, spoilers, I guess. I find it fun. He showed the subtitle for when he's like, "And now I begin my revenge play," which is a plotline that is almost immediately dropped for like the vast majority
Yeah,
of
like
the show's
it's not
runtime.
until what episode 3 or 4 that it continues. Oh no, it's
In any
in, like,
relevant way, it
episode-
doesn't continue.
Yeah, it doesn't
for a
continue
while.
for another 2 episodes, and then he goes on basically a side quest so that he can further, his main quest of
Yeah.
revenge.
Yeah,
and
the
then,
whole show is just him on little side quests while the other characters are on their main quests, basically.
Well, I mean, he's doing the side quests specifically so that he can get clues that help him in his main quest. It's like playing the first Witcher game.
I say you cut out there. I don't know.
Oh, sorry. I said he's what he's doing is basically playing the first Witcher game. He has to play all these side quests in order to find clues that help him in his main quest.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, it's not a bad way to tell the story. I actually kind of like that. It's just
Yeah, I think
it's unconventional.
it helps keep it from being like too like edgy,
Yeah,
because he is a revenge obsessed character, but it's like it's the thing that's always in the back of his mind, not like the sole driving force
yeah,
behind the
exactly.
character.
And that's why the show is good because it's intelligent enough to actually like work with other elements that are happening in the world. And since the world is
Mhm.
straight up just Japan's entertainment industry, it's
Yeah.
intelligent enough to realize that it has other characters to work on, other things to flesh out, and that this character probably should care more about than just revenge.
Yeah. Well, and there's points where he is dragged away from his revenge plot to do like other things that help humanize him.
Oh yeah, like
He
when he was pretending to be that celebrity
yeah.
to help his friend better herself as an idol because she wasn't
Mhm.
listening to him. So he put on a costume pretending to be someone else, and then you know that helped further his sister and his friend's goals of becoming an idol.
Yeah.
He's actually a character. It turns out.
What a concept, having characters in your show.
I know, right? Couldn't be me.
And this
Not
is
the show
a
you watched.
and this is an anime, you say?
Yes.
An anime. Yes.
An anime. Oh, okay.
An
That
anime.
the it's that
Oh.
they come from Korea, right?
No, China.
They get animated in Korea.
China, fuck off.
Yeah, everything's China over there. At least that's what they tell me.
I got a personal grievance with you, by the way, Trisket, over this fucking video.
Oh.
You told me before we started recording this episode that the title of this video, or actually I'm pretty sure we were already recording. You said the title of this video was "Why I'm Not Angry Enough for Revenge Stories." I thought we were going to be talking about real stuff.
I
And
will
now we're
admit
talking
that
about
I
all this
misremembered
We've
the
been
title.
talking about all this cartoon shit for the last hour and a half. And I'm starting to
Cartoon
wonder
shit.
why I'm even here.
Cut out.
Because you're also a fan of Berserk and you're familiar with Attack on Titan, which is the next thing he covers.
I have a tertiary familiarity with Attack on Titan. I only read the whole manga.
Tertiary.
Tertiary, yes.
Peripheral, you might say.
Twice removed.
Yes.
Very
Like my-
distant
like-
relation.
Like my favorite cousin.
Your favorite. Fuck off.
That was a bit of a slow burn.
Oh my
I like
god.
that we all kind of just collectively realized it a good 3 seconds later.
Right. Oh my goodness.
In the revenge plot than Cyberpunk. I'm not fully convinced that it's
Wait,
possible
that was
to watch that
mid-sentence.
first
Hold on, I'm gonna bring it
episode
back.
and not see coming at all. It sort of scared me. I am super interested in seeing where this story goes next, but I'm a bit concerned that it's not going to live up to that first episode. However, I do
Does he have another video called "I'm Too Much of a Pussy for Horror Movies"?
already feel that Oshinoko has done a much better job getting me invested in the revenge plot than Cyberpunk. I'm not fully convinced that it's possible to watch that first episode and not think, yeah, somebody's gotta pay. The episode does such a great job of humanizing Ai Hoshino that when she's attacked, there's a horrifying sense of reality to it.
I don't know.
Why is he playing Legend of Zelda music?
I don't know. I don't know that I felt someone's gotta pay. I thought, oh shit, what happens next? Like, what's the fallout from this?
Yeah.
Like, that was my immediate
Also-
thought.
I mean, to this guy's credit, he is kind of correct that there is a better revenge plot in this show than there is in Cyberpunk. But that is mostly due to Cyberpunk not really having a revenge plot.
Yeah. Also,
So
I one of the reasons I didn't think, man, someone's got to pay for this is because the guy that did it, he did the deed, fucking killed himself. It was all over the news.
Yeah. It's literally like 30 seconds later, you find out the guy who did it is dead.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will. I don't know. Because I was about to give the guy credit for saying there's a sense of realism in how just like it's like yeah, it's kind of like shocking in that sort of like anything can happen in the real world sort of way. But then I remembered,
Yeah.
well, I mean, there's a lot of talking for considering what happened.
Yeah.
I don't know. I fucking adore that ending, but I'm not sure that realistic is the word I'd use to describe it. Elements of it, sure, but not the whole thing. I don't know.
It's not like particularly unrealistic, but it's
Yeah.
not. It's just like one of those, like, yeah, I guess you could talk for 4 minutes after getting stabbed. Like,
Well, you can talk for a while after getting stabbed. It depends on where.
yeah, yeah, that's the thing. It's just like, okay, sure, yeah,
Do
this
it.
could all happen.
Guy's death scene feels scary. Scary in a sense that this kind of thing happens in real life.
There's the deed, by the way.
Not to mention that it's just
Spoilers. Sorry.
ridiculously sad. After experiencing what the kids just went through, you're on the same page as Aqua. It makes you feel cheated the same way that Aqua and Ruby do. Before the hypocrite
Is cheated?
Okay.
I mean, maybe cheated is a good word to describe one of the things that they feel, but like, again, I don't know that that's the word for it. I think a better word for it would be is fucking traumatized.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in that first episode where that just the situation of like, what is the plot of this show? Well, you see, there's a guy who works in a hospital, and then the girl he's taking care of dies, and then he also dies, and then they're reincarnated as the children
Of their
a
favorite
pop
idol.
star that he helped deliver or that he was supposed to help deliver the babies for.
Yeah, you guys been watching Grey's Anatomy?
What if Grey's Anatomy was basically an isekai?
Oh my god.
Well, isekai means otherworld. You know what I mean.
Yeah. But it's just one of those like there's so much going on in the setup that I don't feel like these characters are cheated out of anything. Like a lot of the show is kind of they're given this second chance to live, so they got to make the most of it, even though bad stuff happens to them and it's not all like a good situation. I don't know. It's a weird word to use.
Yeah.
allegations begin, I think there's a notable difference to be made here. When talking about Edgerunners, I stated that the plot being rooted in anger was the reason I couldn't get into it. You may want to call me out, saying that Aqua's want for revenge is also through anger. However, there's a much different feel to these plots.
How many different kinds of revenge do you think there are that don't involve anger in some way?
I mean,
Not
we've already
many.
discussed justice.
That's, again, but that's not, like, you can't, like, let's say that you're correct, but you're not. But let's say that you're correct that justice can be personal. It's still fueled by anger. You're still going after somebody because you have in some manner been slighted, cheated, or otherwise walked over, and you are angry about it.
I mean,
And you want to be even or for justice to be done.
I say revenge is typically built on some level of discontent, which
Yeah.
anger is a natural
yeah, that's a
progression.
good point.
Anger is a
from.
discontent. Anger is a subgenre of discontentment.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
No, you're right. You're right. I was wrong. See that, Twitter? I can admit to being wrong.
Nobody who follows. Okay, first of all, everybody who follows you on Twitter is in this call. Second.
Only half.
Oh, right. Okay, fair enough. I forgot there's two other people who aren't here.
I really don't know how to explain this in words. If you've seen both of these shows, then you might get what I mean, but there's a vibe to them that's so different. It's hard to even convey my thoughts because when I think about it, Aqua and David are so similar. Their revenge is both motivated by the unfair deaths of their mothers, and yet for some reason, they feel completely different to me. I know David loved his mom, and I know that his want for revenge is probably the same as Aqua.
It's probably because they have
They-
different thematic themes, and they're all addressing very
I just
different problems that exist in very different worlds.
They feel very different because they are in fact very different.
Yeah.
There is basically no overlap between these stories beyond the fact of parent died, which make mad. Like
Yeah, not even sense on revenge plot. It make mad. That's it.
Right.
That's the
It's
only
just-
connection.
yeah.
But
And
I
like
can't help but feel
oh.
like
Oh, sorry,
I was gonna
sorry.
say-
Go on.
No, you're good. I think he's right that like the vibes of the shows are different, but that's because like we've established, Cyberpunk's way more cynical. It is meant to be a cynical setting essentially,
Hmm.
and it's kind of navigating that uh, through different like perspectives and points of views.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Oshinoko is. It's not nearly as cynical. I mean, there's an element of cynicism to it, but there's also
But it-
much more of a level of like pragmatism, and also the idea that like, yes, this is a shit, industry, but your dreams can still be accomplished. Like there's a sort of
Yeah.
dichotomy going on. It's
Yeah,
it's almost
'cause,
like it's actually trying to tackle a very complex topic in a relatively nuanced way.
Yeah, I was gonna say because Ruby kind of just represents the opposite side of that. She's very like half full, see the good in things, try to be positive all the time. Like takes that perspective of it. So through your two main characters, you have the cynic and the optimist.
Hmm.
And I don't feel like Edge Runners really has much of
Yeah,
like a
there's
true
not much
optimist.
optimism to have in that world.
yeah.
one show conveyed this better than the other. I almost forgot to talk about this show, but another revenge story you may have heard of is one called Attack on Titan. Attack on
I have no idea what this is.
Shut up.
Titan has never been one of my personal favorites, but it's pretty undeniably great. In Attack on Titan, there are a lot of characters gunning for revenge, but most of all is our main man, Eren Yeager. When you compare the two protagonists, Eren Yeager and David Martinez aren't so far off in terms of origins. Both are motivated by losing everything and watching their mothers die.
So I'd like to point out that in 3 of the 4 stories that he says he's not angry enough for, he likes.
Yeah, and those happen to be the ones where the protagonists are the most fueled by wrath.
Yeah, I'm not angry enough
Like,
for
I don't know
revenge
about-
plots.
I don't know about you guys, but I definitely didn't read Eren as a relatively peace-loving tea drinker.
Yeah, exactly. he's kind of one of the worst pieces of shit in the series after a certain point.
He is a product of his environment,
Yeah.
and he only gets worse. He only gets worse.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Anybody in here read the manga? Like anybody here finished the manga?
I
Or
haven't
are you all
finished it.
are you all anime only?
No, I've read the manga.
I didn't
just
even
haven't
finish the
finished
anime.
Okay. I won't say shit then.
I mean,
Damn it.
it's fine.
Hate
This is
you.
a this is a free zone for spoilers. I'll just put up like a fucking banner. Or
Weird
something.
people.
No. I don't want to spoil it for people in the call that haven't finished it.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah, fuck the audience.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about what
Fuck
audience.
the audience. Man.
What audience?
The audience of about 10 people.
Mm.
Fuck
Oh, yeah,
Actually,
10
my
people
last
watching.
video got 16 views, so 16.
Hey.
Hey,
nice.
hey, all 16 of you can form a line and suck my dick.
You hear that, audience? You gotta suck East's dick. I don't make the rules here.
It is long enough to reach all of you, so you don't have to take turns.
Anyway, yeah, it's just
Green.
I know I've kind of already said it, but just to reiterate, Guts, built on wrath, revenge story. Cyberpunk, not a revenge story, not built on wrath. Oshinoko, not necessarily built on wrath, but is kind of a revenge story, and he adores it. This, he likes it.
Yeah, the music's great.
Like,
And
It's
you're
like,
not wrong.
bro, I feel like everything that you have said has been relatively antithetical. I think what you wanted to say was that you didn't like cyberpunk specifically because you misunderstood it.
That's kind of what it feels like.
I think that's what it is.
Wow, actually, I guess all three of them have that in common. The difference that separates these two are the emotional reactions that they have. Aaron responds to these traumatic events with
Anger?
Wow.
Is anger? Is that the emotion that you're detecting there?
Let's see. Guts gets angry.
Might be.
David gets angry. Aaron gets angry.
Oh no, is he gonna say that Aaron's different because he cries first, gets angry second?
If I remember correctly, yes, that is.
Oh,
Wait.
oh, buddy.
Yeah,
Buddy.
that's a joke, right?
I could be
He
misremembering.
doesn't
It's
actually
been a
say that.
while.
You know what? All right, let's go.
frustration and anger, sure, but also a lot of crying, sadness,
Oh,
My lord.
no.
Oh my lord. Okay.
I was fucking kidding.
David cries.
We have this is
not-
like the
not
media
very
literacy of like a
explicitly.
5-year-old. Of like, no, it's different because he
Look,
cried.
it's different. He cried. Dude, Guts cried.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he
There-
got angry
get-
first, so
No,
bad argument.
during the eclipse, I'm pretty sure he's got tears in his eyes while he's maniacally chopping at the bit to get at
Dude,
Griffith.
he's got tears in his eyes while he's getting fucked by Donovan. He cried long before he got
He
angry.
cried long before that. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm using the eclipse as the example because that's like, you
Well,
know,
I know, but he
the
gets
big
revenge on
moment.
Donovan.
But like,
It's still a revenge story.
yeah, no, he does. Yeah, you're right. No, but I said already, like, I'm using the eclipse because that's the big,
Well,
that's the
yeah.
linchpin of the
But
story.
I think you're right. He is crying while that happens. Actually, no, literally, right as, at least in the movies, I don't remember if they did this in the manga, but when Griffith just disposes of Casca like a used condom, which, to be fair, that's basically what happened,
Yes.
Guts starts crying.
In the '97 anime, also, he's got tears in his eyes
Yep,
while that
yep,
happens.
he's
I'm trying to
crying
find.
while
I'm
it's
trying to
happening.
find the manga panel though. Yep. He's got it. There's a tear in there.
There we go. Yeah, he
during the
cried. He
eclipse.
cried before getting. Well, I mean, he was getting angry beforehand. He was gritting his teeth. But like,
Oh, for
I'm
sure,
pretty sure
yeah.
at that point that was more like. That was more built up by all the years of fighting that he's had to do. Like, that's more of a natural response. But like, the meaningful response was the crying. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, but Aaron's built different because he cried first.
to be fair, he turns into a big monkey. Like, yeah, he's literally built different.
Doesn't turn
Yeah, but
into
so
a
is
monkey. He turns
David.
into a dude.
Ape. Well, yeah, but dudes are monkeys.
No, he turns
They
into
do
a
get their strong.
big. Actually, I'm not even sure. I'm not entirely sure he is a dude. He doesn't have junk.
He's got broad shoulders and flat pecs. That's a dude.
Wow. Way to make fun of what? What do you got? Something against androgynous women?
No, androgynous women are hot. It's just like broad shoulders
Okay.
and
So
flat
what would
pecs.
you do if you? What would you do if you met a woman with broad shoulders and flat pecs? Would you say, "Hey, man"?
Depends on how they're presenting.
Why the
I'd
fuck
probably
did I
say,
find
"Whoa,
a
man."
picture of Sailor Moon at the eclipse?
Buddy,
You know, they
what?
probably would have beat Griffith if Sailor Moon was there.
buddy,
I-
look at Aaron's elf form and tell me that's not a dude. Tell me that's a woman.
Okay, that's a woman.
Oh my god.
You told me.
I don't know what you were expecting at that one.
Yeah.
As I was saying it, I kind of realized he's gonna.
Dumbass.
That's a "Don't call me Shirley" joke right there. That was set up.
Yeah.
Is that your name?
No, "Don't call me Shirley."
Oh, okay, Shirley.
Well, I mean, I don't have to. I mean, like, lots of people say they don't want to be called by their names because, like, I don't want to be like dead naming you or anything. Because
East-
everybody knows that that's the worst crime you could possibly commit against somebody who's, you know, underage.
Absolutely.
East, respecter of trannies.
Certainly not.
Anyway, speaking of transitioning into giants,
Let's transition back to watching this
yeah, let's
terrible
transition
video.
back to this show so that we can get our fucking brain cells exhumed.
Is deeply rooted in Aaron's character. Tears flow for the pain, despair, and feeling of helplessness that he felt on the day that Shiganshina fell. His face.
Have you only heard of Berserk and felt like you just wanted to reference it at the start of this video, or did you actually fucking read it? What about Fist of the North Star?
Oh
Kenshiro
yeah,
Prize?
That's a good good point.
What about
Is
JoJo? Actually,
Yeah.
What about Old Boy?
yeah, no, there we go. let's start getting into the live action shit.
Let's start talking about real media.
hey,
Real
Odyssey-
hey, all of the shows mentioned in this are good.
Odyssey, well, Odyssey is a very emotionally complex character, but like, yeah, like because a character shows outwardly that they have like very obviously outwardly that they're capable of more than one emotion, that makes them more complex than Anger Man. I don't what okay. How many characters in revenge stories, and I guess because I have to be playing on an equal playing field with this faggot, what anime characters would you say are just Anchorman? Any of you?
I
What
mean,
was the question?
I know we're joking, but like Eren Yeager is genuinely the first character that comes to mind as like just way too angry all the time.
I'm genuinely trying to rack my brain for every anime and live action adaptation, and I can't think of a single character that could be accurately dumbed down to just Anger Man. At least that's
just angry and wants revenge. Because I can think of maybe one. Maybe.
I don't think I could honestly pick one.
Yeah,
and, like,
like
feel
not
comfortable with that
honestly. I can
answer.
think of examples of people that are driven by their anger, and that
Given
where
that
it's
it's
their
like-
primary trait. But I can't like even like among the worst examples that I can think of, I can't honestly say that they have nothing else going on.
The closest that I've got is, did any of you guys ever watch Seraph at the End?
No, I don't think so.
I remember planning on seeing it, and I never got around to it.
That's the closest I can think to a character who's just a wooden board that is angry.
Oh,
Yeah.
actually, Sasuke, but like, well, actually, no, because he shows other emotions too. Yeah.
He's also not your protagonist.
Well,
Yeah.
well, I'm trying to think of examples that aren't even just protagonists, because I'm trying to throw as wide a net as possible, and I'm still not catching shit.
I can think of a couple of movies like where your perspective character is just angry guy. Avengement starring Scott Adkins. That's it. That's the only one. It's harder to think of characters like it's a straw man of a character that this person is referring to.
Yeah.
Because
Basically.
look at how difficult of a time we're having coming up with one that fits the description of, oh, he's just angry and he wants revenge, and I don't vibe with that.
By the way, one of us is also casting a net to include antagonists outside of anime. Like, I'm breaking all of the conditions that we set for this, and I still can't find shit.
No, I'm doing that too.
Yeah.
You can't
I just
you
said
can't
there's some
even-
Netflix movie that's like kind of fits that description.
And I wouldn't even go as far as to mention Kratos on that list because people just keep fucking with him. There's a reason why he's so angry. People just keep fucking with him, and it's like,
Yeah, he's like,
damn.
especially in God of War 3, he has other things going on, and then God of War 4 and Ragnarok came around, and holy fucking shit, what an evolution of character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say the argument is destroyed by especially Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but even if we look exclusively at the original trilogy, like, even if we look exclusively at the first game, like, yes, he is basically just angry McAngerman, but
But there's also still a reason behind it. So it's like,
well, here's the thing, like, we can include a reason, but then, like, we get God of War 2, and actually, I'm not even remotely familiar with God of War 2, but I do know
Like,
that in God of
there-
War 3, he actively tries to save some people's lives.
Mhm.
Like he tries to let Hermes live, and he tries to save
Mhm.
Pandora because he's like, nah, there's been enough.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was like, Doom guy, I guess. Is that the ultimate just angry character? But even then, it's not
Well,
like
yeah,
No, I
because
wouldn't
he's got
even-
like elements of
I-
comedy to him. Look at some of those glory kills.
exactly.
Like he's also got
Yeah.
an ego. He likes having fun. He plays heavy metal. He reads books. Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
So even that doesn't work, and that would probably be the like easy example.
by the way, those are in the
Mhm.
games where he's characterized.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah, he's not exactly characterized as being angry in the original Dune game.
Yeah, he's
Dune,
just
Dune,
what-
Dune games. Wow.
he's just what the
Dune
sole
guy.
survivor.
Dune guy.
Yeah, you know, Paul Dune.
Paul
Paul
Dune.
Dune.
The
Because my
Dune
favorite part
Slayer.
of Dune is when Paul Dune says it's Dune in time.
Oh my fucking god.
and then he dons the helmet and becomes the Dune Slayer.
And then he jihads all over the
God.
place.
And then he jihads. Oh my god.
That sounds worse than the title of this podcast.
It does. And then he jihads.
Again, you have no idea we're Dune.
Alrighty.
My
His facial
goodness.
expressions say it all. David, though, responds to his trauma with anger and stoicism. Like I mentioned earlier, I've never
You know how?
Okay,
none of
okay,
those-
shut the
None
fuck
of
up.
those three
You can't-
clips
Hang on,
you showed
hang on
are
a second.
angry.
Hang on a second. Didn't he just get on Guts for being too stoic?
Well,
Also-
yeah, no,
In the
he's,
Black
he's
Swordsman arc,
criticizing he's criticizing David for the same thing. Like it's this guy's being consistent. He's not accurate, but he's being consistent. But like, look at
The
this
on-
face. You're
screen-
telling me
the
this isn't the
on-screen
withered face of
clips.
someone that hasn't fucking eaten because he's too depressed to do jack shit.
My goodness.
Like maybe
The
don't show a
on-screen
visual
source.
that fucks up your whole point. Anyway, sorry, I talked over a bunch of people there. What were you
No,
guys
you're
saying?
fine. I was basically saying the same thing you were of on screen is not stoic or angry for the last three clips he just showed. It is,
Being
in fact,
consistent.
dejected and just
Yep.
rock bottom. Like that's what this section of the show is. It's him just depressed out of his mind.
Stoic
Can
doesn't
being
mean
consistent-
not speaking.
Can being consistent even be a positive if you're consistently retarded?
No.
Well,
Okay.
I
No,
would
it's
say
not.
yes because at least you're following a set of principles.
I was gonna say I give more credit to consistent stupid people than I do to someone who's inconsistent and slimy.
Yeah.
Or consistent
Yeah.
and slimy.
Yeah, like
Fair enough.
it's not a compliment, but I have more respect for it.
Exactly.
Mm.
Yeah.
been a very angry person, so I really can't relate to David.
Then why do you like Aaron so much?
Yeah.
And same with Guts. It's like, oh man, I really want this, and you even fucking said someone has to pay, which is not even remotely the feeling that I got when I saw Oshinoko. Yet I am an angry person. So what fucking gives? Like, I don't get it.
Bottling up emotions, sure. It's something that every guy has probably done just out of growing up in society. But lashing out in anger
We
is
live
not
in
a
a
release that I've
society.
ever felt the urge to turn to. So whereas Aaron's reactions help humanize him to me, David's actually do the opposite. The longer we go without seeing
Aaron's mass genocide, relatable. Trying to find an escapist route and improve your life, not relatable.
Absolutely. Yeah. Totally. Completely. 100% not relatable.
Choose wisely, modern man.
Turn to a life of crime because I have nothing else to do to make my life better, or literal fucking genocide. The genocide seems a little relatable right now. Come on, dude.
I mean, he kind of had no choice. It was fuck or be fucked, and
Well, in both
So-
cases, yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. I'd say both reactions are pretty relatable, all things considered.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe not like the genocide part and because like if I was David, I'd try to listen to what my friends are trying to tell me, and if I was Aaron, I wouldn't go that far. But at the same time, it's like, fuck, dude, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing any kind of emotional response from David, the less relatable he becomes.
You're literally showing him crying right there.
Oh my god, this dude is wildly consistently stupid.
I'm actually rubbing my
Consistent.
face. I have to rub my face to calm down because I'm befuddled.
To me. To put it plainly, I care about Aaron's story because of the vulnerability we see from him.
Bro,
Hang on.
bro,
What?
That is
bro.
That is such a wild.
We see less
Statement.
vulnerability from Guts, and you love that guy too, so what fucking gives?
That is such a wild ass statement. Oh my goodness.
It's just so funny that he shows David crying like mere seconds before saying that. Did he not realize this in
There's
editing?
a tear right there.
There's a fucking tear.
On screen is clearly a character who is too angry all the time.
Mhm. My goodness.
Oh god, it hurts.
Why did you lie to me to get me to watch this?
hey, I forgot the title. Shut up.
Oh, I forgot the most
I
crucial
genuinely
piece
did.
of information about this video.
No, hey, buddy, if these were all live action, his points wouldn't fucking change.
No, that's true, but at least they probably have more interesting movies to look at.
Shut up. Animation's better than live action. Fuck you. Suck my dick.
He becomes
That's
to me.
the
To put it
worst thing
plainly,
you've
I
ever
care
said.
about Aaron's
No, it's not.
That is unequivocally
No, I've said
worse
worse
than-
today. Shut up.
No, that was the worst.
No, animation is better than live action, and I will die on
No,
that
it is
fucking
not.
hill.
That is,
All right.
Not
That is
not that hill.
entirely-
Not that hill.
Are you telling me that well done enough animation can't reach the same peaks that live action can?
I didn't say it can't. It's not better.
Okay. Let me clarify what I mean, because I think there might be a miscommunication here. In terms of what animation is capable of,
No.
in terms of no, because hear me out. In terms of creating a consistent visual world, as well as being able to, use freeze frames and exaggerations, and as well as if you have incredible detail, you could still convey incredible amounts of nuance through subtle details. You can do everything that live action can do in animation if you execute it right, and then some. And as a result, the potential that animation has makes it one of the best, if not the best, method to tell a story, in my opinion.
It's more impressive when the collaborative nature of film allows for a consistent look to come together, though. Like, for example, one guy can draw a world and characters that all act consistently and look consistent and all that. But it takes far more people communicating and working together to make the world of a live action film come alive. And it's more impressive when it can happen that way.
I might be with Beast on that point.
Yeah.
I think
I certainly agree that it's more impressive, but in terms of what can be conveyed.
I was gonna say, I
It's
think
where
my
I'm at.
other thing is if a real actor can sell me like an emotional response, like a mental breakdown or like that kind of like I feel like the it's easier for me to get invested in a real person having an emotional breakdown than an animated one in most cases.
Oh,
And
I
that I
don't
think is
disagree, and
similarly more impressive.
that's actually where I would come in and use East's, to be fair, probably correct argument. I would use that same argument for voice acting, because voice acting is very different from normal acting. If you can
Yeah.
pull off the nuances of regular acting in voice acting, and by the way, this is a collaborative effort, and the animators are able to pull off that same level of nuance and creativity and all that stuff, then I think it can sell the point just as well. But with live action, it's easier to relate because, well, that's just a person. There is zero barrier between connection. Meanwhile, with animation, there are more barriers to overcome, and
Not
many
necessarily. Black people tell me that they can't relate to a white character.
Skill issue?
I mean, it really is. It's a social skill issue.
That's why they need the mermaid to be black. The mermaid, who, by the way, um, wouldn't be black because it's underwater
Well,
and
yeah,
like
she
deep
should be
in the
covered in
ocean.
scales.
She should be scaly or clear.
Or built like a fucking manatee.
I'd fuck the shit out of Manatee Ariel.
Hey, as our resident black man, what do you think of Black Ariel?
I think he's talking to you, Rhogar.
Rhogar?
I think he's upset because you just revealed that he's an affirmative action hire.
No, I
Did
think
he have to get up and leave?
he might have become a statistic, so let's just carry on without him.
Damn.
Oh man, I had to stop myself from making a terrible joke. Jesus Christ!
He stole someone's mailbox.
The whole mailbox. Oh.
Story because of the vulnerability we see from him. Vice
Oh,
versa,
shit!
Oh,
shit!
oh,
I thought it was the racism. I thought that did it.
No, my connection went to shit.
Okay, Trisket was being very racist, and I had to reprimand him for it.
That is not what
What
happened.
did you?
No, what
What
I
did
asked
you
was
ask?
He inferred that you steal mailboxes
Hey,
just
you
like
know
the
that
rest
said
of
that,
you people.
fucker.
Answer. What did you ask?
Okay, so what I was asking you is, as our resident black, what did you think of Black Ariel?
He's gonna leave for real.
I did not enjoy her. I did not enjoy.
I could feel your soul leave your body with that pause.
You racist piece of shit.
I ended a black man's life
I did not
twice
enjoy
today.
Black Ariel. No.
Well, that just makes you a coon.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
You don't like Black Ariel. You don't like tokenism in Disney. You must be
Do you
racist.
realize how many white women you just upset by saying that?
Yeah, Uncle Ruckus looking motherfucker.
I did not enjoy Black Ariel. No.
Rhogar is actually voiced by a beautiful white man.
Hang on.
I always hang on.
to what?
I I did not. No, in answer to your question, I did not enjoy Black Ariel. Why?
Oh, because it was relevant to
Why?
a conversation we were having. I don't
What
remember
was
what
the
it was.
conversation?
I'm too
You rat bastard.
tired.
How did we get to that?
I don't know.
I genuinely don't remember.
I'm gonna blame
don't care.
East.
Yeah, I think it's always safe to blame East.
Yes.
About
Blame me
David's
for
story
everything.
because of the lack of vulnerability.
That's what my dad does.
Oh, damn!
Wild.
Couldn't be me. I don't have a dad.
Well, yeah, we know. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Shit.
That one
You're
might
good.
have been pushing it.
Holy shit, dude!
Might have been pushing it.
I mean, to be fair, I think everyone in this call has said worse, but like, damn! That's up there.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a self-report?
That's a self-report.
On my part, yes, I
That's
did
a
say something pretty
self-report on
heinous with
Triscuit's part.
East and black guy in the call. I dare not repeat it here. I don't
Rhogar?
want my YouTube channel deleted.
He's a person, you know.
Yeah, I know. That's what I
His
called him.
name-
I
Black Guy,
have
not
a
Black Guy.
name.
Yeah, it's,
He
it's,
does.
It's his Discord name. Look, it's right there.
Yeah. Rogar.
Yeah, Joe Rhogar.
Mm.
You are
Joe.
not good at pronunciation.
Joe Roganar.
Shut the fuck up.
We actually have a buddy named Joe, and I always joke that if Rhogar and Joe do a fusion dance, that they would be Joe Rhogar.
I hate it.
We're gonna change just for this episode, we're gonna call it the Joe Rogar cast.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, I hope I remember this. The title is going to be Joe Rhogar is not angry enough for revenge.
Just make sure you
All
gotta.
of my hatred.
Plainly, I care about Aaron's story because of the vulnerability we see from him. Vice versa,
Look, I know we sound serious, but it's just a joker.
Fuck off.
That one got a genuine laugh, though.
Oh my god.
Shit, buddy. I love you, buddy. Shit.
Oh my god. We're not shit for that.
Okay. That's the last one. I swear I'm gonna leave the topic of Logar.
You are not. You are not shit for that.
Oh, what a dickhead. What a ratchet asshole.
Oh my god.
I don't care about David's story because of the lack of vulnerability we see from him. Ultimately, Attack on Titan is slowly but surely heading towards the message that revenge is pointless and doesn't get us anywhere. We see it happen in real time when
That's every revenge story.
Yeah.
And every good one, anyway.
Yeah, including Berserk.
Including the Northman.
And
What
here's the
about
funny thing:
the
the Northman
Lion
actually
King?
portray. It doesn't portray revenge as this objectively negative thing because it actually presents the entire story through the perspective of the ancient Norse people. Because, well, the characters are ancient Norse, but it's still like the end result.
Ancient
is-
Norgar?
The end result is still that it wasn't very productive in the end.
I'm not gonna respond to that.
You just did.
Don't acknowledge it. Don't acknowledge it.
Gabi and Falco are forced to realize that the Island Devils are just people. Gunning for revenge, especially in a political climate like theirs, only results in death and sadness. I haven't read the manga, but hopefully
Oh boy.
I'm vaguely aware enough to know that that's funny.
I haven't read the manga, but
I want to
hopefully
know.
Whatever comes after that
know.
is, yeah.
I swear to God, I hope he releases a video about the ending. Because I need to know after watching this what he thinks.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna remember, but I'll try and keep it tabbed.
Okay.
For you specifically, we won't come on it.
I mean, I don't want it to get lost in the 16 other ones that you have, but thank you.
16's a bit optimistic, don't you think?
Mm.
Tabs?
It's
You
gotta
might
be
actually
more
have
than
more
that.
than that.
I was gonna say it's gotta be, right?
Depends on if I'm using Opera or Vivaldi.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
hopefully Aaron will come to that realization as well. Watching the characters realize this overarching idea that revenge is never worth it is
To be fair,
Vivaldi never wrote an opera.
Shut up. Anyway, to be fair, like, how many characters have already realized that revenge isn't worth it? Like, and when? And how many of them were even actually revenge-driven? Let's be real. Like, Mikasa was not revenge-driven. Ever.
No,
Mhm.
Mikasa just
No.
wanted to protect Eren.
Yeah, Armin was never revenge-driven. He just wanted to...
He wanted to see the sea.
Yeah, he wanted to see the sea and arguably protect
He
Eren.
wanted to see the world.
Yeah.
Well,
Jean-
okay. So you can basically run down the list of every single character in this show, list off their primary like objective or personal goal or motivation or whatever, and then also add protect Eren.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Protect Eren is a given.
Yeah, Jean wanted glory. Connie wanted to do something with his life. Sasha, I forget.
She wanted meat.
Yeah, she wanted potatoes, I guess. Meat and potatoes.
No, she wanted meat. She wanted meat. She wanted to live a good. She wanted to basically. She just wanted to live a good life.
Oh boy, look at how that turned out.
It turned out pretty well.
I wouldn't say that.
What are you talking about? She got to see the world with the rest of them.
Yeah, not for very long. Anyway.
For a time.
Before getting Shotgar.
You're just gonna continue on with the
Yes,
joke,
he
aren't you?
is. He's gonna keep going.
I will go with this for Evgar.
He's gonna. If you don't acknowledge it, he's gonna take that as license to keep going. And if you acknowledge it, that's just an excuse for him to keep going because he's getting a reaction. It's never
Either
gonna
way.
end.
Yeah.
Either way.
Either way,
I
he
win.
wins. So
Yeah, exactly.
Pick your poison.
Is a huge part of why we get invested in the first place. Will the characters
what?
realize it
Hold
before
on, I
they've
gotta bring it
committed to
back.
acts that they can't come back from? Results in death and sadness. I haven't read the manga, but hopefully Eren will come to that realization as well. Watching the characters realize this overarching idea that revenge is never worth it is a huge part of why we get invested in the first place. Will the characters realize it before they've committed to acts that they can't come back from, or will they end up...
We're so far beyond.
When did
that
this
point.
video come out?
Let me double check
I
real
have
quick.
to believe that this came out before the rumbling
3
started.
months ago.
Oh, this definitely. Oh, when did that episode air?
I think the rumbling started.
I'm pretty sure the rumbling's already started. Yeah, bro, if you've seen that, you know there's no coming back from it.
Yeah. Oop. You can't just
Like
start
the
the
line, the
literal.
lines are pretty definitively drawn.
Yeah,
right
you
now.
can't just come back from starting the literal fucking Holocaust of humanity.
Yeah, I think at this point, it's safe to assume that Aaron has gone
Off the deep
a
end.
little far. Gar.
like David and Eren.
all right.
So, we have one example they can't come back from, or will they end up like David and Eren?
Wait, what?
You paused it.
Hold on. No, I know, but I gotta rehear that. Like, I think I just heard something
Oh, I
fucking
think he's-
retarded and didn't process it.
I think he was saying that he's hoping the other characters don't become like Eren.
That's what I.
Like they
That's what I think happened, but we'll have to see.
Again,
Hold on.
there is an hour and a half left of content in the show. I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that the sides are picked.
yeah.
Flipping a coin
Hold on,
right now.
Hold on. Let's see what he said.
Watching the characters realize this overarching idea that revenge is never worth it is a huge part of why we get invested in the first place. Will the characters realize it before they've committed to acts that they can't come back from, or will they end up like David and Eren?
So you hope Aaron will realize this, but you know he's not go. What?
Again, how much of the freaking show has he watched
Yeah,
to
it
where we
really comes
currently
down
are.
to that.
by the time this video?
And actually, I'll be fair. Gabi was obsessed with revenge, so maybe characters plural is like Aaron and Gabi specifically, but he was not very clear on that.
I think he just meant everybody. Like
I mean,
The whole-
if
the
he
whole
did, then he's
crew.
fucking wrong.
Yes, that's what I'm saying is like there are 90 minutes of show left. There are no other allegiance based choices to make.
So, we have one example that gets us invested in its revenge plot by fleshing out the character dynamic between the two yin and yangs that the story is about. We have another example where the story gets us invested.
You can't use this as an example if you've only seen one goddamn episode.
Yeah,
You
really can't.
especially since the revenge component shows up literally in the last 3-5 fucking minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It is not relevant to that.
Yeah, literally
Yeah.
in an hour 30, it was like an hour 20 in when we maybe start talking about revenge.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, it's really the last like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so also, I'm not angry enough for revenge anime, and then anyway, this one gets me invested. This one also gets me invested.
Mm-hmm.
in its revenge plot by spending a fair amount of time creating a lovable character and then having horrible things happen to her.
That's what happened to Berserk too. Like,
Yeah.
Wait, there's a Berserk too?
yeah, it's called Nuts.
What are you, nuts?
I fucking hate you.
It's called Goblin Slayer.
So yeah, basically, if we want to boil things down to their basic premises, like what he just did, Berserk and Oshinoko basically have the same prequel series or whatever. Like, they have the same setup basically.
That is a wild thing to say.
No, I know, but
Mhm.
like, if we want to boil it down to its most basic, like at the atomic level component, you know, because like seriously,
Yeah.
just let's go back and like listen to what was said again, because
Or will they end up like David
Not
and
this far.
Aaron? So, we have one example that gets us invested in its revenge plot by fleshing out the character dynamic between the two yin and yangs that the story is about. We have another example where the story gets us invested in its revenge plot by spending a fair amount of time creating a lovable character and then having horrible things happen to her.
okay, so the yin and yang, Aqua and Ruby, lovable character and horrible things happen to her, Casca. Like, it's just the same thing. When you describe it this vaguely, both of them are the same thing.
I guess, but I'm not happy about it.
No, me neither. I'm just saying, like, he described it so vaguely that both can be applicable to both.
That's fair.
Therefore making us feel the need for vengeance and for justice to be brought. In the case of Attack on Titan, I became invested in Eren because of the emotional response and vulnerability we see from him during and after experiencing trauma. And in Edge Runners,
Hang on, pause. All of what he is espousing, the emotional response and the vulnerability,
Mhm.
in every one of the anime that he has mentioned, all of this has happened. I failed to see what the difference he's making is here.
Eren
That's a
cries
good
more than
point.
everyone else. But wait, no. But so do Aqua and Ruby.
Exactly.
And also
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what is the difference here?
Also, I don't fucking know. Also, I really want to point out, he's not angry enough for revenge anime, but the only 3 revenge anime he pointed out he liked, the one that he didn't like wasn't about revenge.
Exactly. Again,
Proofread
fuck
your
is the
fucking
difference here?
scripts. What the fuck, dude?
incomprehensible. Thanks.
we have a
Christ
story that gets people
almighty.
invested by having a series of tragic events throw the protagonists into a catatonic state of blind rage where thinking rationally and being concerned for oneself goes out the window. While I'm sure that there
Well, that's not what happens in
fuck
Oshinoko.
No, not at all.
Or edge runners.
Yeah, like, it wasn't anger that made him go insane.
are There are plenty of people who can relate to that last one. I cannot. All of these are valid.
Yet you like Berserk so much, and Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
What? What the fuck?
Methods of getting an audience to care about a revenge plot. I'm not gonna say that one method is better than another objectively, but personally, I have my own bias. I'd take an Oshinoko or Berserk approach over Cyberpunk's any day. I think devoting time to building the foundation for revenge is what works best for me.
Well, the difference is that Oshinoko and Berserk, to varying degrees, are about revenge, and Edgerunners isn't.
So the only difference is plot?
Pretty much.
Furthermore,
he likes the revenge ones. That's the takeaway here.
Yeah.
He likes the ones that are about revenge.
He likes the revenge that he's too angry to understand. Like,
the more I hear of this, the more I hear this man speak, the more I just don't like him. And this is not a slight against his character. I just don't like him.
We fundamentally
I'm finding that I'm finding that as I get older, I have less and less of a tolerance for stupid shit, and this is just stupid shit.
Amen.
Come to realize is that while all revenge is rooted in anger, having that anger be tied to other feelings like love and sadness is really important to me when telling a story. Even more.
So David wasn't sad when his mom died.
He just didn't watch Edgerunners. He just simply did not.
Berserk wasn't. So Berserk wasn't sad. Oshinoko wasn't sad.
Well, but he said that he likes those though because the characters get. Well, he doesn't acknowledge that Guts gets sad, but he says that the characters are really well fleshed out. But the thing is, like,
entire story is just, oh my god, I'm getting a fucking headache.
Hey, Rhogar, do you regret your vote?
Yeah, I do.
The good news is it's almost over.
Yeah, we've got less than a minute. Let's just fucking truck through this. Fucking hell.
More so is that is portrayed efficiently to the audience rather than it being implied. I wasn't a big fan of Edgerunners, but it won Anime of the Year at the Crunchyroll Anime Awards, so I know I'm in the minority on that one.
Deserved.
This video is surely a bit different from my...
Oh shit!
He's just mad the one he didn't like got the award.
Well, it's not his. It's not his fault he didn't understand it.
He's just.
Or wait, it is his fault he didn't understand. Shut up. You know what I mean. It's
just a fucking fanboy.
I mean, dude, look at this fucking profile pic. You're telling me he's not a fanboy? Like, I don't like making fun of people's appearances too often, but like, holy shit, dude.
Oh my god.
Oh god, I don't even like being mean. I don't even want to be mean, dude. I'm sorry. It's 11:30. I'm fucking tired. I'm dying. Like
it is 2:37. I am god damn. It is fuck.
I said I don't like to go to this, but this video is just a cope.
Yeah.
Nothing he wanted to win won, and now he's like, well, how do I justify this? And this is what he came up with.
Yeah.
Can we roll that back?
Did your internet crap?
No, I just want to hear it again.
Having that anger be tied to other feelings like love and sadness is really important to me when telling a story. Even more so is that is portrayed efficiently to the audience rather than it being implied. I wasn't a big fan of Edgerunners, but it won Anime of the Year at the Crunchyroll Anime Awards, so I know I'm in the minority on that one. This video is surely a bit different from my normal scripts. I usually write them like essays with an overarching thesis statement, but this time I kind of just wanted to freestyle my thoughts about a certain topic.
That was a mistake! That was a fucking mistake!
It shows.
This was not
It is-
revised.
It was not. You did not proofread your script.
Well, it wasn't
And there was
descripted.
no
That's
script.
the problem. Oh my
Yeah.
god, dude.
Yeah, that explains it. We found at the very end of the video, we found the thing. It
This
was
video
freestyle,
is so much
and
worse than I
it was a
remember.
code.
So ultimately, there was absolutely no difference in any of what he listed in this list.
Other than the fact that Cyberpunk wasn't about revenge.
Exactly. As well as the fact that Cyberpunk won as opposed to his favorites.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So all in all, this video was just you frothing at the mouth because you didn't get your way.
I would
That is essentially what I'm hearing right now.
That's what it feels like to me. For sure.
Yeah, I mean, if he had been able to like substantiate why Edgerunners shouldn't have won Anime of the Year, because like it really does it is kind of starting to sound like it boils down to that. If he could substantiate that, which by the way, there would be great fucking arguments to make as to why it shouldn't, but you not understanding it is not a good enough thing, especially when you barely cite your sources and you even show information from the show. You literally show clips of the show that contradict everything that you're saying, sometimes while you're saying it.
Exactly.
Now I gotta interject something here. It is a cowardly ass move to talk about something when you don't understand it. However, I would say it's pretty based to say, I don't understand this, nor do I wish to.
Yes, I can't. I will give him that.
If you
I
just
will
said that
give
he
him
didn't
that.
care for it, then that's fine.
He did.
Yeah, but he
But the
hasn't
problem-
really said that though.
Yeah.
Yes, but the problem lies in the fact that one, he didn't say any of that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and he's
And-
trying. He's trying and failing to substantiate why he didn't like it by going to other examples that are admittedly better written. Well, maybe not
That
Attack on
too.
Titan. That was kind of up in the air, but like
Isn't the
he's
manga still
formulating-
going?
He's got like
No,
a whole
the manga's
like,
over.
he's got like a whole
Oh,
ass
okay.
thesis, and that he's trying to substantiate.
I finished it.
I don't know. I just want to fucking end this.
Next time, I'll probably end up returning to
I
my
have a
usual
headache
style,
for no
but
reason.
For now, this has been my look at revenge plots in anime and manga.
It wasn't a
You
very
didn't
good
look
one.
at revenge plots in anime and manga. You looked at
You
three
didn't-
things.
And cited 3 things, all of which equally happen.
No, that's not
within-
true. Actually, he talked about 4, but one of them's not fully real at the time of this video.
It's still also not entirely a revenge plot.
Thank you so much.
There's also the fact that it's only one episode.
What was?
Was only one episode, so we couldn't really. You can't exactly say anything at the time of making this.
Yeah. You know, there are other revenge stories in anime that he could have brought up. Like, he could have made, like, a fucking 4-hour thesis video, and I would have actually sat through it, and I would have probably been at least somewhat interested, no matter how accurate or inaccurate he is. But the thing is,
He could have.
he just slapped together 16 minutes of his personal thoughts and feelings without actually substantiating them, and then, he fucking... And then he edited a video that contradicted everything he said with the fucking visuals.
He also, if any of you have seen this particular anime, he also could have brought up Monster.
I have not seen it, but I know of it.
I don't think he knows of it.
Oh, he could have.
Which-
He could have also brought up any number of episodes from Cowboy Bebop. That's not a revenge anime, but there are revenge plots in there.
That too.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
You
man.
know, Kaguya-sama's a revenge plot when you get down to it.
Actually, you know what's funny? Kaguya-sama Love is War was actually made by the same mangaka as Oshinoko.
I
Like,
need
Yeah.
I need a fucking Tylenol. I'll be right back.
I'm
You
sorry.
also need to watch Kaguya-sama because it's fucking awesome.
Oh, is it?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I love it immensely. I even have the whole manga.
Oh, nice. So
Yeah.
if you like Kaguya-sama that much, then you might actually really enjoy Oshinoko.
Okay.
White bread. What do you think? What do you think East would like it?
I don't think he knows enough about my
I was gonna say
tastes.
I don't know enough about your specific taste, but I don't think you would hate it.
Okay, so I mostly watch films from the 20s.
So, do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?
It's a fair point. It's a fair point.
So East,
Fritz Lang and Josef von Sternberg are probably
you're
my
very
favorite
critically
filmmakers from that
minded,
era.
and you have a lot of insight into the entertainment industry, specifically when it comes to older movies, right?
Oh, yes.
Then I think you would actually really appreciate a lot of the insight that Oshinoko delivers on the modern entertainment industry, especially from a Japanese perspective. Because
You'd probably at least appreciate the idea of it.
yeah, because
Okay.
Aqua, he joins several like acting gigs, and he's like analyzing, why he was chosen for the role and like what he needs to do to best play the role for the gig and all that. And he also helps his sister by making connections and all that so that she can become an idol, which is what she wants to do. Idols basically being female boy bands.
I see.
So yeah, I think you'd actually like really appreciate it. Like there was actually like one clip that I remember distinctly thinking, "Oh, this guy's literally just me," because he was
Just like me.
yeah, he got cast as the villain in a TV show that was based on a manga that he liked. And so he was watching the first couple episodes of the show because they'd already finished filming and had released those episodes. And he was reading the manga and like taking notes on like the framing and the acting and all that. And he was like, "Man, this is terrible," but like it's consistently terrible. And you could tell that like some of the lines that they've actually changed to accommodate for the poor acting. And the level of cinematography in here is just as flat as the acting. Like there's actually a level of consistency in here. This wasn't thoughtlessly put together, despite how terrible it is. Like he was actually like analyzing it in like a very intelligent and thoughtful way, and so that he could do more homework for his job that was coming up.
I see.
Yeah, it's like, oh, he's literally me.
I return. My aspirin has been fucking taken. Fucking hell.
Welcome back.
So what's up next?
We're gonna watch Metropolis because I need a palate cleanser.
I wouldn't necessarily be against that.
It's like 2 hours and 48 minutes.
Oh, does everyone have 2 hours
God.
48 minutes?
Probably not.
Give him. Well,
I mean,
no,
I-
I do.
like
I
I-
don't have to work today. I don't have to work
could,
today.
but,
What is? Hang on. Let me ask. Metropolis, is that new fucking Superman
Hell
shit that came out or
no.
no?
Hell
No,
no.
that's My
Metropolis
Adventures
was
with
made in
Superman.
1927 and it's directed by Fritz Lang and written by Thea von Harbour.
Oh, okay.
And it is the progenitor sci-fi film.
Trisket, please tell me you have stopped recording.
I'm about to. Good night.